Alright, so this is going to be a Bloodborne all bosses guide. Something to keep in mind is that the strats I'm going to show is a culmination of a bunch of different people sort of working together for a long time to get what the current strats are. I might not do everything perfectly, I might mess up skips, but I'll try my best to explain what's going on. So first things first, the origin pretty much needs to be military vet. You get sort of the most bang for your buck because strength and skill is really good for the Saw Cleaver, which is what we're going to be using. And then a lot of people use the female character model, but I mean, it's whatever. Well, let's go. But yeah, anything that I show you, I'll try and, if I can, I'll try and show different renditions when I can. Like I might do a save file for skips so I can do them over and over, and maybe for certain bosses. Just to kind of show you the shit show that running this game can be. Because some bosses are perfectly consistent and other bosses are just reset heavy. But so here, a lot of times you can kind of listen for that wolf coming in and just iframe it with the roll. What's up, Lost? And also something that's really easy to sort of peach out on. Like I'm gonna get these. I normally wouldn't get these in a run, but that's 4 vials right there if you're just starting. So you can run and grab those real fast, for instance. Try and get to this lever as fast as possible. You want to grab these vials, and then you have time to grab those and not waste any time. And then just climb the ladder. And we're gonna go to the dream, and if you're tryharding, you wouldn't get the cane here, but since this is a more beginner's tutorial, you want to do the weapons glitch here. So all you pretty much want to do is once you get to the point where you pick up the first weapon, you want to spam X really fast. So start sprinting, get about right here, spam it, pick it up fast, and then once you get this part up, it doesn't matter. Like this is your goal. Get to this point as fast as possible. So we already picked up a weapon, but yet we're able to pick up another. And so we want to go ahead and grab the cane. So that way we can use that for a skip later. And so I already equipped the hunter's mark, you can see. And the reason is because you save the time, like you go ahead and hit it and mark out like that, but you save the time of having to go here and select that and then go down to Central Yharnam. I think it's like I want to say it's like a 1 or 2 second time save. I'm not really good at knowing exact time saves. But yeah, you want to have that hunter's mark already equipped, basically. Because it would, like, if you don't touch the gravestone, you run up and grab the weapons and you mark out, it's going to take you all the way back to where I'm going right now without having to use the lamp, essentially. Like, it'll take you right where I just spawned. What's up, Jokar? Go ahead and equip your weapons. You can do that at any time. Like, I would say anytime there's a stretch of running, go ahead and equip those. Menuing is actually kind of difficult in this game while moving. Like, because ideally you want to be sprinting like this fast, like as fast as possible, and then pull up your menu and do what you gotta do, kind of thing. It'll just take a lot of practice. You can pick up these vials. Alright, Lost, a good one. Now we're coming up on the first skip. So what I would do is kill both of these dogs. Actually, probably in the reverse order. I would run up and kill this one, and then I'd run over, and you're basically trying to break this box here, or coffin or whatever it was, and then that dog just kind of dies from collateral. You don't have to kill him because he can't get out. So for this skip, there's a few parts to it. Let's actually go ahead and kill this dog too. This is going to take a bit to explain. Yeah, so your goal here is to use these little sort of suitcases. We just call them boxes. But use these suitcases and start sprinting. And you want to jump up where my head is. Like, that's kind of where your goal is, to get to that little ledge. And then from there, your goal is to get on top of this fence here so you can run across it. So we're going to be aiming ideally for this little post here. And then you can either quit out when you hit it, or you can sometimes get a plunge attack off. And then you're going to run all the way down this fence here and jump off right down there. And that gets you, that skips the entire sewer section. So let's go ahead and try that. So I would say just run on these boxes, get sprint speed just to be safe. There's a little middle piece here you can see right just to the right of my right leg. I try and get just in front of that. So I like line up my character like this. Get the camera roughly there so you see we're like perfectly lined up. And I'm probably gonna mess this up. This is one of the hardest skips in the game for me for some reason. But yeah, line this up about so. And this is all, keep in mind, I'm gonna keep saying this, but there are so many different ways to do so many skips. So if this doesn't work for you, try somebody else's setup or find your own. But you can see kind of where I'm running, just right past that middle marker. And then we're gonna run and then jump straight. And then you see how we hit that post and we do a quit out. This, I'm like 99% sure that's gonna work. It looked good. That's ideally kind of what you want to happen. Because the way Bloodborne works is if you're in midair, you're not touching the ground, and you quit out, it's gonna warp your character back to the last spot that you were touching the quote-unquote ground. So our ground was here on the fence. So now I would say probably don't sprint. You're gonna have that dog there normally, unless you want to kill it beforehand, just to learn the skip. I would say learning how to walk straight on this fence. Probably don't sprint for a while, but yeah, just kind of walk the line here, and you just walk straight off. You don't have to jump or roll or anything really, in terms of getting off the fence. You can roll for the dog though if you want. You just have to be careful not to roll a little bit left or right. But yeah, so once you jump down there, there'll be like 4 bridge people you gotta evade. What's kind of a RNG shit show right there, because sometimes they'll just kill you. If you want to peach it out though, I'll show you that in a second. But let's try the sewer skip a couple more times. Let's explain it. So get on these suitcases here. Jump up like this. I'm probably gonna mess this up this time. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's one of my worst skips. We'll do this, we jump. Run about here. And then we get the plunge this time. And then same thing. I'll do it one more time real fast. And then I'll show you the next part of it. And this skip, I'm going over this skip because I want to go over everything. I would say this is a more advanced skip, so I would say if you're learning the game, probably don't do it for a while until your time is pretty good. I'm going for the plunge right now, just cause it's I think this plunge is a bit harder. I know there's people out there, but oh, plunge is easier or whatever, but it's definitely harder. Okay, so we're up here now, and now we'll run off and jump down there. And I don't really need to show that part. I want to show running through the sewers too, real fast. You just straight up just run off right here. Make sure your health is, I think your health needs to be a little bit above half. So if you got hit by a dog, you might be okay. But here's a normal route to go if you don't want to do sewer skip. Like I said, don't do sewer skip early on, but it's good to learn how to do it. So you can kind of keep that in mind, but just kind of run this way. There's this little notch in the wood, like see where this board is right here? This board that goes all the way to the end right there? kind of like run at an angle off this, like full sprint speed. Kind of run it like a 40 degree angle off, and you'll hit perfectly to where you need. So let's back up a little bit. So right about here, see? And then you just roll off. And then here you want to kind of hug this right side. That's actually not that bad to do once you get a feel for it, but the first time you try it, you're probably going to fall off unless you're really slow. Another big thing about this run is you usually want to, as best you can, you usually want to hold down circle always in terms of like just moving around the levels. Because what happens is whenever your character is regenerating stam, you're obviously going at a slower rate. So here's how your character moves when you're regenerating stam, right? And then once I hit circle, you can see how my character speeds up a little bit, and then I get full sprint speed. It's kind of hard to notice, but I just keep watching. See how there's like 3 different speeds essentially? If you're holding down circle though, watch when my stamina depletes and we come back to sprint speed. This is probably not the best place to show it, but just try and look close. How my character just she doesn't do the half sprint. She just goes from like the walk or the jog, I guess, to full speed. And that's only if you're holding circle. It's like if you're running around picking up items, like keep holding down circle the whole time, pick up the item, keep running kind of thing. And that is, there's some parts where you're gonna want to forego that just for the sake of stamina managing. Just because like if you get close to a door or something, you might not want to spend the time regenerating your stamina all the way to full versus you're letting it build up just a touch. Oh, wrong thing. But yeah, I'm gonna make save files at certain bosses, like Gascoigne is a shit show, so yeah, he's probably one of the biggest reset points in this run. It's just so hard to get a good time on him. Hey Wonder, what's up dude? What's up Bright? But yeah, Gascoigne you can, if you want, starting off, it's probably a lot more comfortable to just do like gun strats on him. What I've been doing lately is I get backstabs when I can, and then I just parry the rest. This is, I don't know, this I could try and do a guide on Gascoigne alone. I'm not that great at him. I can squeeze out some good times, but it's like few and far between. But basically just like, this is one of those fights you just have to learn his attacks. He's like, the way he's designed, he's highly aggressive. He plays a lot like the hunter does. So we're gonna try and get a backstab here. Okay, so backstab Molly is like the biggest wombo combo you can do to this guy. And then other time, if you're not doing backstab, essentially, R1 L1 combos are really good. So when you transform your weapon like that, the biggest thing is like, yes, it does more damage per hit.
It's enough to make a man sick.
Let's see if we can actually R1. Okay, right when you transition, you just go ahead and throw the Molly. I don't know, it's hard to talk about this guy while fighting him. I'll just do it again, but he just need to spend a lot of time in the arena with him. Like I would say maybe even don't even attack him, just like learn how to dodge his stuff. Just get familiar with like what he follows up with on certain attacks. And the parry timing isn't too bad on most stuff he does, but it can be a little awkward on like, especially like phase 2. Like in an ideal fight, you don't even want to have to deal with his phase 2. You just want to like keep doing posture damage to him. constantly staggering him. He's really weak to it. Like a lot of the humanoid bosses are like that, or humanoid type bosses. How to make a save file? Yeah, I can do that in a bit, probably. You can also see whenever we enter cutscenes, we trick our weapons. That's also in relation to stamina, or our speed rather. Your character effectively gets a speed boost when you do that at the right time. It's not just for show. I'll try and run toward him and get a backstab here. But the mollies used to be just straight up for kind of a gap filler of whenever he's on his ass and you can't really hit him. Like right now, and we throw like a molly right like this, just waiting for him to stand back up so we can keep attacking him.
The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me.
That's not gonna be a backstab.
It's enough to make a man
This
sick.
might be. Nope. Alright, so watch how we time this for the backstab here. And then you do a molly, look at the damage it does, and then we can try and parry that. Alright, let's do it again. Yeah, I don't know. I could spend half the day trying to talk about this boss. He's a shit show. I'm just trying to show a few different fights of the harder bosses. Just, I don't know. I reset to this guy all day though when I do runs. But he's weak to backstabs, he's weak to parries, viscerals. Mollies do obviously pretty well on him. Hey brah. But yeah, I like to do a little spin there if he shoots, just so I don't get blasted in the face. And you want to fight him on the stairs also because... Okay, we got the backstab. So you want to fight him on the stairs because it kind of messes with his gun. So a lot of his bullets will miss you, which is really nice.
The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
And see how I'm like letting my stamina build up while I'm using those mollies. See if we can get the visceral there. Yeah. Something good about like, I mean, ideal, like I said, the biggest burst damage you can do is backstab into a molly immediately, because since he's in that staggered state, that Molotov's gonna do double damage. But viscerals aren't too bad. Like there, he knocked the shit out of me. So when I visceraled him shortly after, because of rally health, I got all of that damage he did back. Plus, it actually does a good bit of damage. And if you get to the point where you're doing a, if you're actually have a good time, you're trying to grind for like, I don't know, a top 10 spot one day, you're not gonna pick up a lot of mollies or buy a lot of mollies at all. So sometimes viscerals are really good just to patch up your health and prevent yourself from getting to the point where you run out of vials. Here we skip the hunter set, but I'm gonna get it for this part, for the guide. Actually a really nice set, and I'm probably gonna get 12 bit too. If the BSB fight goes well, you're not gonna need the poison resist, but the top hat does have a little bit extra. Here I like to do just a touch of stamina management. I don't know if you saw my stamina bar there, probably not. I just do just a little bit and then I hold it down the rest of the way, and it should give you plenty to get back up past these dogs. So just kind of watch for the, I mean obviously watch the dogs, but also watch for the timing of the gunshot from that guy, and then you want to come across here to go get the fire paper. And then all you have to do is just talk to Alfred, and while he's talking you can actually position your character like all the way out here, just to save a little extra time. And I would say pull up your quit out menu and hover over X, and when you get up here you have to make a decision. Like usually you want to be full sprinting, but if those dogs are I do it based on what I hear. I can kind of hear roughly where the dogs are, or if they're jumping already, if they're passive. And so when I'm like full sprinting, I'm running around the corner, I make the decision in this moment right here if I want to quit out or not. So something interesting is if you hit options, obviously your menu comes up, you know, you hit X, you go into here, yada yada. But if you have everything pulled up like this, so say I want to quit out of the game, you'd go like, you pause it, you hit left, X, up, X, left, and then you have this ready. Like practice pulling up this quit out menu. You're gonna quit out a lot in this run. But when I'm rounding the corner, I hover over X, and if I need to quit out, I just hit X, boom, and the mobs will reset, and then I can come back in and run through freely. But if they're not in my way, I can hit options, and it takes me all the way back out like this. Whereas if you have it pulled up and you hit circle, it doesn't cancel out of it. And then you have to keep, you see how it's like step by step? But if you just hit options, it just cancels it all at once. So yeah, if you pick up like extra mollies or something, you could just molly those two dogs down. You could just do the quit out. You can do the R1, L1 there, whatever. Here you can do an animation cancel, so just kind of wait till your character's falling off that ledge, and then just pick up, and you'll get a fast pickup. Also, that section back there gives you enough time to heal once, sometimes twice, which is really nice. There's like free windows in this run to heal. You don't waste any time. Here, you can, if you want, you can peach fall on this and not take any damage. Essentially, you just want to get down here as fast as possible. I've been doing YOLO BSB, which I'll show that one, but I also want to get these cocktails for the normal fight. For the sake of a new runner, I'd get this lamp. It's actually a pretty nice time save to not get it once you get consistent at this part. How do you open the menu and set the item while running? So I play with a claw grip bra. You might just need to look up what a claw grip is, but essentially I'm instead of just holding the traditional, like having my right, this is talking about my right hand specifically. Instead of just having my thumb on the analog stick and my index finger and middle finger on the triggers, I just do the middle finger for both R1 and R2. And then I use my index finger, I kind of curl it, and then use it for all the other buttons, like the symbol buttons. So while you're sprinting, so you're holding down circle. So you're getting full sprint, and then while you're running, you want to, so I pull up my thumb and hit options, and then I kind of use my thumb to, do all the inputs, and then for the menuing itself, you kind of want to do like a loose claw grip on your left hand as well, just for the D-pads, the D-pad inserts and stuff. Yeah, it's just one of those things you got to get comfortable with, because yeah, like ideally you want to be full sprinting while you're doing all the menuing. Like if I want to menu my fire paper, look, I didn't lose any time there. This skip is, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. What's up with start day? The version I've been doing is just the runoff version. So I would be full sprinting here, and I'd run off and roughly run at a slight angle at the largest spike here. And what's going to happen is my character is going to be pushed left into that part below right there where my head is, and then it's going to bump me to the right and hit perfectly where I need. Another version is, let's go ahead and do this is probably the easiest version. So this third spike here, I'm talking from this part here, that's not even one. So this spike here at the top of my head, that's 2, the long one, that's 3. So yeah, we run off towards that piece just below on the third spike, and then once I get out in the air just a little bit, I'm going to do a plunge attack, like so. And you kind of get stuck here, right? So in order to get over it, just kind of run into this part here, and then turn your character and run perfectly straight and jump, and you'll land right on the fence. Okay, I'm gonna show this next part in a second, but that's one way to get up there. What's up, Ghost? Claw grip must aggressive in speedruns. Yeah, you pretty much have to do claw grip. Yeah, bro. You ideally want to save your menuing for straight runs unless you're really familiar with the area. Yeah, but please don't spam emotes like that, guys. I don't know what y'all are doing. It's a little excessive. So that's one version. That's probably the easiest version. Just run off at the third spike, do the plunge attack when you're in midair. Run backwards to make sure you're caught up in the invisible wall. Run straight and jump off. And now I'm gonna try the run off version. So like run off, just hold down sprint the whole time. Run off roughly at the second spike and hold right. So yeah, it's kind of a weird one. I die here a lot. I would say early on though, just go for the plunge one. The jump one's not too bad, and there's actually a lot of places where you can jump off to. And there's probably a lot of things that there's a lot of strats there that aren't even found yet. Like there's so many ways you can do some of these skips. So if you can either start off, you can find somebody else's strat for it. I would recommend the plunge early on because it's pretty much free. Jump's probably next tier, and then the runoff's probably the worst one. So let's try the runoff again. Run off about right here, run towards that spike. Okay, and once you hit here, you want to kind of roll if you can. Like sometimes if your character grazes the side of something falling, it's going to guarantee that you can't roll out of it. But ideally, you want to try and roll out of falls like that. Like if you fall a certain distance in this game, your character stuns and you have to wait for them to stand back up to start moving it. But if you roll out of it, you save a little time. So yeah, just this fence isn't bad. Just think of it, this is pretty much like the sewer skip in terms like just run along the fence, and there's like you can see like, oh god, I'm about to fall, but there's actually an invisible part goes all the way roughly to about the end of this wall where it bends right here. You have a little bit more room, but ideally you want to jump. I usually try and jump my character when I get to this corner essentially, and just jump perfectly straight. So let's go back to the beginning. Yeah, crap. I don't usually go backwards there, so it bumped me off. But I'm gonna show one of the jump versions too. But yeah, once you get to that corner, jump. You'll hit the next section because there's a little hole there that you can fall through. So you want to jump over that. And then we're gonna get inside the sort of, I guess, attic area, if you will, of the next building. So let's try a jump version though. Let's see. I haven't done the jump in a while. Let's see if we can find a good lineup for it. So if you come over here, if you line up, I used to do this. So this little plant right in front of my character that you can see waving in the wind. So that one, and I line up with, I think, the fourth spike, maybe roughly. Like I said, maybe it's the bushes. So this little bush in front of me, and then I line up with this bush right here in front of me. If you can see it, that one. And then once I get to almost as far out as possible, I think I jump. Let's try this though. Yeah, so that works. And that's like I said, there's a bunch of different ways to do this. I'd say the one that has the most variants is the jump version. Like you can just do it from so many spots. All right, so let's get these echoes out of the way. Come here. I know there weren't any echoes there, but just the blood spot. You're gonna have to heal once anyway, so you can go ahead and do it now if you want. Yeah, once we get to that corner of the wall, just jump like so. And you can roll or just keep running into that roof essentially. So I just kind of run like this at an angle. And then there's like these four tops of like four pillars right here. You can see that right here. You can just run off one of these essentially, and you can actually do a delayed jump too, because there's more land there, or there's more ground there than it looks like. So if you want, run off that left one, run off this middle one. You're just trying to get to those beast blood pellets over that way. So yeah, just make sure you're sprinting, sort of jump off here. You can lock onto this wolf and dash off of him. This can be pretty scary. If you really want to, you can quit out here, like on your way here, because that wolf will chase you like this, and then you're like, oh shit, and you're like, you know, what are you gonna do? So if you quit out, this is super peachy, but you can just get to the point where you're about to pick up the pellet and then just quit out, have it pulled up already, and then when you come back in, you can safely grab the pellets and go about your day. But yeah, if you sit back there and linger too long, that's exactly what's going to happen. They both aggro to you, and good luck. We can show the skip again, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to try the runoff version again. So run off about here. Go to slight angle on this one. Yeah, that works. Y'all can quit out in the tourney. That's so convenient. Alright, so I think did we already get him? Yeah, we already got him. Okay, so you normally wouldn't go this way I'm going. You can't quit out? I didn't think so. I was like, really? Well, crap. I wanted to talk about that section there too. Yeah, so get those bold hunter marks. Crap. I should probably show that. It's actually really handy. Should we show that? Nah, it's not a big deal. Okay, so yeah, this is one of the... Oh crap, get away from me. This is a good second, because look at this straight shot here. Like, you pretty much are running from the top of those stairs all the way to this doorway. Look how perfectly straight that is, though. That's like one of the best places in the game outside of like an elevator to do menuing it. So while you're full sprinting, you pretty much want to throw on your pellet. Since we're doing the early version of BSB, we're going to throw in our cocktails. And you can see how my slots are changing. See, it goes 3, 4, 5. I'm hitting R2 right now, which it shows you at the bottom, L2, R2 to change equip area. But you kind of want to be familiar with what's already equipped. So like, say our menu is completely wiped. The way I do things is, so I go down twice, hit X, R2, pellet, R2, cocktail, R2, bold hunter mark, R2, hunter mark. And boom, we have our full menu equipped, and we do all that while running. But I'm already gonna have these two things equipped. So I would be running, and I'd be like boom, 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 and then we get options out of it. Okay, so let's make a quick save file for BSB. I'll show the YOLO version. Well, actually, I don't know if I should show YOLO version. That would take forever. There's so many things. There's so many, like, there's a few different openers. And then it's just a shit show. Yeah, I'm probably not even going to show YOLO BSB. It'll take too long. Like, YOLO BSB is, it's like it's like anything. Once you learn it, it's like not that bad for the opener. Like, the opener's free. But it's just BSB gets away from you so easily without cocktails. And if you're not trying to go fast, it's not that fine. You just wait for a specific attack, or maybe a few different attacks, and punish those kind of thing. It's fine. But in the speedrun, you can't afford to just sit there and wait. So cocktails just make it that much more consistent. And this is, like I said, this is kind of a beginner's strategy. So that's what we're gonna do. Use the cocktails. But yeah, cocktails just usually, I say usually, push her into the corner that you throw them in. So I'll try and explain save files though, after all the in-game strats, if I remember. So you basically want to have, I would say, have this in this order. You don't need to have them on these slots particularly, but I feel like you want to have these three in this specific order. Maybe not on these slots. Like if it was like fire paper here, pellet, cocktail, because you're going to want to pop fire paper, get to a certain point where she aggroes, pop pellet, and go straight to your cocktails. So let's run up here. We're full sprinting. This is this is the old strat. So you want to pot fire paper roughly right here. I go up a little extra, pop the pellet. I throw the cocktail. I throw it up high. I don't know why. I would say lock onto her. It's just a little bit easier for this fight. R1, L1, 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 R1, L1, R1, L1, L1. Throw a cocktail, same spot. R1, 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 L1. Oh, I missed it. Okay, and then 3 R1s. Get your stamina to about half. And then you want to, so for that finisher there, you can just backstab visceral or backstab, but ideally you want to backstab with the R2 and then hit her not in the back for the second hit, because if you double backstab her, she has a longer death animation. You actually lose like 2 or 3 seconds if you hit her twice in the back. But the way backstabs and parries work in this game, whoever you're fighting usually gets in a state where they take extra damage. That's why you're able to hit her so hard there, because you backstab her, she's kind of staggered a bit. You hit her again with the biggest attack you can do with this weapon, with a lot of beast meter, and it knocks the shit out of her. I'm not gonna show yellow BSB though. That's a pretty advanced strat. Hey Ferb. Now Amelia is another one of those. So if you get to the point where you're like full tryhard, you're not gonna come back to the dream here. You're gonna have not picked up the lamp in Old Yharnam, and you're gonna mark out from the BSB fight, and it's gonna take you straight to Cathedral Ward, so you can actually see pretty easily how that saves you so much time. You don't have to light the lamp. You don't have to light 2 different lamps. You don't have to spend the time in the dream. You just go straight back to where you need to be. This is like one of the, outside of the dream being the obvious sort of base, this is probably your biggest sort of hub you'll come back to several times. And then we're gonna hang right for Amelia. So go here, go ahead and put on your gear since we're starting, or we're gonna use the hunter set for this run early. You get it when you go to the DLC later in the tryhard run, but we get it early. And yeah, we'll get some extra stats and stuff. Here, you don't need to heal yet. You can just kind of, basically just want to, you can gesture off here, you can vial, whatever. I just kind of slow walk off though, just right in between those. Immediately roll. And then we want to go here to the abandoned workshop, and we're going to get the cord, one of the 3 cords we're going to pick up in this run. And then we need the doll set, which early on, like if this was like really late game and we came here for whatever reason, the doll set might not be that valuable. But since we have very little echoes, 35,000 it sells for is really nice. So okay, so I don't change my camera here. I just kind of walk off and then try and get the animation cancel. If you want to practice this, basically you're trying to in midair interact with that chest right there at a certain distance so you don't trigger the full animation. So I don't really do it with the camera lineup like this, but I would say maybe stop sprinting. I don't know, this is gonna be awkward. See how that animation canceled though? That I don't know how much time it saves, but I usually go down like this and do it like so, pretty much. That's just a little free time save if you get comfortable with it. Not something I would practice over and over, but try and go for it. It's free. If you miss it, who cares? And then you want to have healed twice before you do this drop here. The drop there, and to not get stored rolls, you just pretty much spam circle. I'm really slow at spamming circle, so I get stored rolls like every other drop, but once I get to about half stamina here, I regen to full, and then you have plenty to run through this area. Let's run just to the right of the dog, hug this carriage. Once you get here, we're gonna heal twice, and then put on our cord like so. You can pick up this if you want. I think we might do that. Yeah, we'll do that. if you're just learning this run, you probably want to get this here. Give you that shortcut. But this ladder cancel warp. Okay, let me explain ladder cancel warp. Okay, normally if you climb a ladder in this game, where you started climbing, like I started from the bottom here. So once I'm climbing and I quit out like so, when I come back in, my character's gonna be standing right here. If I go to the top, like this, and I start climbing down like so, and then I quit out, my character is gonna be up top. So it always puts you back at the point of origin. So that's, oh, I'm gonna have to kill those guys. Shit. Let me kill them real quick so I can explain this. Come here, fucker. Okay, I'm really bad at this. Oh, I have a +0 weapon. This sucks. I hit like a fucking potato. This is embarrassing. Alright, I'll cut that part out. I don't want anybody to see that. Nah, I'm joking. I don't even care. I'm not good at this game. I'm only good at strats. So anyway, yeah, that's how the ladder normally works, okay? And then quit out for it. So basically what you're doing here, you can use a gunshot. You can use transforming your weapon, whatever you want. But you want to essentially... So I'm going to use the transform weapon. And I'm talking like maybe a 1/10 of a second. Not even, maybe not even that long after you hit the L1 for this, you want to be in range of the ladder to hit X. So if I go like right here, you don't have to be here, but I'm just showing you, like if you hit X, see how it like sucks your character in like that and you start climbing? To know there's multiple ways to know you got this to activate basically. So let's try the trigger weapon and then hit X just slightly after. Missed it there. Okay, do you see how that worked? I shouldn't have moved actually. It's bad habit, or a good habit that I moved. But you can see how it kind of pulls me in like that. See how my character like vacuums to the ladder, but she doesn't actually start climbing it. Okay, so that's how you know it triggered. Another way to know is if you go into your menu and you try and use an item, you can't. Like it's like glitched out. That's how you know you're in the ladder cancel warp. We're in the matrix. Okay, so next time I quit out, up to us, if I run too far away, I think it cancels it. But now that we're in this, we can actually go fight Amelia and pick up these vials. It's a lot of vials. We can go fight Amelia and skip. I think we saved like 15 to 18 seconds on this, roughly. But yeah, it'll just warp me all the way back, so I don't have to run all that way or mark out or whatever. And since I activated it though, I'm not going to be able to quit out here for a save file. I'm going to show the easy Amelia strat, I guess. Yeah, I'll show the easy Amelia strat. The new one's not too bad, but it's definitely way more precise. Okay, so the cutscene triggers. Okay, you see these big squares here? The second set of squares right there, roughly at the beginning of those is where the cutscene triggers. So you want to go for the transform of your weapon for that speed boost. So have your fire paper already popped, okay? And then roughly right here, see how it triggers there? You want to trick your weapon for the speed boost. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just a small little thing. I'd say get in the habit of cutscene transformations like that. And then once we get up here, have your beast blood pellet ready. Pop it about here, roughly. And do R1, L1, L1. Go to her leg. L1, L1. Camera kind of matters here. Like moving it up and down is really nice. And all these L1s are essentially for building up your beast meter as fast as possible. That's the cool thing about the saw cleaver. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3 R1s, and then R1, L1. Boom. Okay, so on this fight, you pretty much stun locking her. So you get up here, I'd say about right here. You can see this brick here that has the like black scar on it. I pop my pellet roughly here and go just to the right a little bit like this. That's where I pop my pellet. And then while I'm walking, since the pellet action slows your character down, right when I'm able to, I hit R1 just as soon as I can. So you have your pellet up, you have your fire paper, you're building up your beast meter on her front left. Okay, and then you get your stamina up to about half. You go to her back right leg and you do R1, L1, L1. Get your stamina to pretty much full on her back left leg. R1, L1, L1. Since it's the old strat, we're gonna go L1 on the arm, but you can keep it on her body if you want. You can just 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter. But yeah, just make sure the first 2 or 3, or the first 3 hits are definitely hitting her back left leg for that stagger, and then that extra attack is just for a little bit of chip damage. And then you can smack her head and then lock on and visceral from the front, and then get your stamina to about, I'd say about 90%, and then do R1, L1, L1, L1 on her back left leg again. Get your stamina to about half and go to her back right leg, R1, L1, L1. She'll back up, go over to her left arm, get your stamina to about half again, R1, R1, R1 for the stagger, and then you're just gonna need enough stamina to do 2 hits, and you can just R1, L1. That's the perfect fight for that strat. If you missed a hit or something, you might have to do an extra hit or 2 for the finisher, but that's ideal, just R1, L1 for the finish there. Yeah, that one, there's like that's probably one of the, that's a perfectly consistent fight if you're doing the old strat or the new strat. It's really not that bad though, but definitely get good at it because it's just a free fight. And now that we're quitting out, we're gonna go all the way back to the ladder at free like 15 or so seconds. I'm not having to run. Alright, so now we're here. Easy peasy. I just want to come to this gate. They're dead for some reason. Oh wait, did I kill these guys? Did I do this? Did I kill you? I'm scared. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that. I think I did kill them. Pick up that madman's knowledge, and you're gonna wrap around by Sally Sucker here, roll through the coffin, get these twin shards, almost die. Holy shit. We have a gem here, which is actually pretty dang handy early on. One of the more powerful gems you'll get up until like Mensis or Yahar'gul, I guess. And before you get to this point, like find a window somewhere back there to have equipped your gold pendant as well. Like somewhere while you're running straight, so that way when you interact with this guy, you can just pop it while you're waiting for the door to open. Talk to him and then just drop off, spam X to get that madman's knowledge. Here, I usually run off, I'm probably gonna fuck this up now, but I usually run off, there's like this little, sort of like right above my hat, there's that little dark spot. I kind of run off that area-ish, hit sort of that right side of that, this isn't very important, this is a small thing. I just sort of run off like here, and then just, yeah, I knew I was gonna fuck it up if I tried to explain it. Yeah, I don't, just watch somebody do that. There's a bunch of different ways you could pick up on that. Basically, you want to hit it just right, and then roll to the back angle, and then just get an animation cancel on that twin shard. This guy actually can kill you through the iframes of the lamp if he does a charged overhead attack, so you can like interact with the lamp and then move your character away at the same time. Alright, so here we ideally want 5 Molotovs. That's going to be 1 for Wandering Nightmare in the Woods, 1 for a Wandering Nightmare in Yahar'gul, that's before Paarl, and then there's going to be 3 mollies to kill the Mensis Wandering Nightmare. So buy those, and then go to sell. And since we have the Hunter set, we're going to scroll down here to the doll, and you see how much it sells for. Get it some nice level ups with that. And then we come up here. Did I ever pop my cord? I never popped my cord after Amelia. I wasn't. There's so many things I'm probably gonna. It's like little things at least. But yeah, once you kill Amelia, you have to wait for a bit to be able to interact. While that's happening, that's why I put my cord on my bar. I forgot about that. So go to purchase, buy 16 shards, boom. And come here, get a +4. And we're gonna put in both gems. So we're gonna put in slot 1, the tempering gem, slot 2, gold blood gem. And then we're gonna run down here and do a running R1 into a transform attack. While she's dying, come get this bell. We don't need the bell, but we need to get it out of the way so we can pick up a useful item. And since this is a peach run, do we want to get Vit? That's gonna throw everything off. No, I'm gonna get the normal stats. Wait, I have extra. Why do I have extra? Oh, cause oh yeah, cool. This is perfect. I think. Let me think about this. These are the normal stats you'd have, but since I didn't Hunter's mark out a BSB, I have a little bit extra. Crap. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get the Vit. Why not? If you do what I did, then yeah, you'll have these echoes too, so might as well. If you have 12 Vit and the Hunter set on, it'll help you for the Lunarium Key Skip later, and it just helps in general having a bit more health and a bit more defense. What's up, Dead? So yeah, that's not a problem. And we can probably get some extra cold bloods and stuff for some extra level ups later. Alright, so here, this is something interesting. There's that Snatcher just on the other side of that wall there. If you can actually aggro him through the wall. So what we're gonna do here is while we're running, instead of running perfectly straight here, we're actually gonna dip our character just a little bit into that right side, just enough to aggro him. And ideally you want to be, if with this set on, you want to be naked. So we come up here and we pop our blood bullets, and then he's able to finish us off with an attack. But yeah, just ever so slightly. You can actually exaggerate it a little bit if you want, but you want him to pull forward from his spawn point so he gets up to you and you die faster. Because the faster you die here, the more time you save, so you can get to Yahar'gul. And once you're in the prison, we're gonna kill a Wandering Nightmare for 3 twin shards. We used to pick up like 10 twin shards in the woods and part 2 of the woods, but now we just pick up 7. And so this 3 right here is a little bit faster. So I like hit square a little bit early there and then lock on. That's kind of scary. Here we want to pick up these Paarl strats. My god, there's so many Paarl strats. I'm gonna go over all of them real quick. But yeah, ideally you'd want to already have popped your fire. If you're doing the old Paarl strat, you would have wanted to already pop your fire paper. Just running along there. We're gonna make a save file. I can show you 3 different versions, and there's probably more out there that can be found, or the people have already found. Like, that's the cool thing about running this game, and probably a lot of games, is like there's strats to be found by anybody. People just like use other strats or come up with their own whatever. And sometimes it's because it's more comfortable. Sometimes they come up with a strat that's actually really hard, but it might save an extra second or 2, which doesn't sound like a lot. But if somebody tryhards this game and finds a strat on 4 different bosses that saves 2 seconds each boss, bam, they could get like a 10-second world record or something, just as an example, you know? Like, that time adds up, it all matters. So the normal Paarl strat loses you about 3 seconds, I think, compared to the better Paarl strats. So I'll start with the crappy strat, but it's like super easy. You're basically gonna have your fire paper popped, do your beast blood pellet at the last possible time, and then your R1, your first R1 L1. You're gonna do a full combo of R1 L1 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 for the opener, but that first R1 and L1 attack is gonna stagger her. Then you're gonna smack her head, and then visceral, and then smack her head some more, I think. Yeah, so we already want to have our fire paper popped. Get up to about right here, pop the pellet, go over to her front right leg here, R1, L1, L1, L1. Go to her head, smack, 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 visceral, and then lock onto her head again. R1, R1, R1. You can see how, I don't know if y'all noticed that, but the last three R1s, I R1, R1, and just the ever so slight delay on that final attack to do a counter hit on her head. Yeah, that's pretty much the perfect fight for that strat. Going to her front right leg for the opener is actually a little more precise than it looks, because you can get an opener that's like 1100, which is the worst one, or you can get what I got, which was 1400 with these stats, which is pretty much the best you can get. I don't know how to explain it other than just kind of, it's weird. It's like you want to stand a little bit more left than you feel like you should, and then kind of, I don't know. I really don't know how to put into words how that opener works. It's just you kind of get a feel for it. Even if you don't get the 1400 opener, if you get like 1200 opener, it's fine. You might just have to do an extra hit on her head. All right, let's do the best Paarl strat. So we have no fire paper because you're going to save this fire paper for Ludwig later on. And we're just going to do a pellet. So what I'm going to do here is R1, L1, 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 just like last time. Then I'm going to get my stamina to a little bit over half, R1, L1, her back right leg, get my stamina to almost full, and then do 4 R1s, and then do a charged R2. So I'm going to work my way up her leg with R1s like so, 2, 3, 4, queue up a charged R2 and kind of swing to my right. Let's see if we can get this though. So same place for the pellet, same opener. Stamina up a little bit. Stamina almost to full. Boom. And you get the hardest attack you can do in the game, and you get a counter hit with a beast blood pellet up. And then the other strat, this is like that was like the best strat you can do, I think, as far as the ones I've tried. And I learned this from watching Ivan's video. I don't know who found it. There's another one where you can, what is it? I haven't even done it in so long. I genuinely can't remember the other strat. What's up, newbie? Wow, my brain. Yeah, I can't remember it. Well, those are only 2 strats I'm going to show, but just probably go with the fire paper one because it's really consistent. And the other one's consistent too. It's just, here, I'll show the crappy one again, but the consistent one. See, I'm kind of like far left. I got the 1400. I don't, like I said, I don't know how to explain that. Just do what I do. And then delay your last R1 here, so R1, R1. Okay, I actually messed it up there. Didn't get a counter hit. I don't want to have used my fire paper though. I need to save that for Ludwig, so I'm gonna do the good strat real fast. Yeah, there's at least 3 strats there you can do. I would just say to do the one I just did. It's for consistency. I don't know why I can't remember that mid-tier strat for the life of me. It might save just roughly the same amount of time the good strat does though. Alright, so let's do the try hard strat. Just a pellet. 4. Almost a full. Van counter hit. Easy. That strat's like kind of hard to do, honestly. So I wouldn't do it early on. Unless you're just like really good at this game. Just naturally. Maybe you can get all these try hard strats. I don't know. That seems pointless though. I mean, learn how to do them, but probably for consistency's sake, just do the easier strats early on. You want to buy, so when you get to the menu here, you can actually like page down, like where's a bunch of, this is probably the most items. You can obviously hit up and get to the bottom item, or you can hit R1 or L1 and it does like a page up, page down effect. And then when you're actually buying things, you can hit R2. See how it goes up in increments of 10 until you get to the max you can buy. So here, since you have 21,000, you hit X, you hit R2, you hit OK, and then you can hit up X down to get to the max. Boom, you have what you need. And then on your way, you're trying to get to Forbidden Woods. So on your way up to this, you want to go ahead and grab the eye, and that'll be for the DLC later. And then we're gonna head over to Shadows. Here we're gonna kill Wandering Nightmare for 3 twin shards. We're gonna do the really easy wood skip. While we're running here, this is another spot where you want to swap over your menuing. You don't lose any time for that if you're doing it while you're sprinting. So get to your Molotovs here. If you don't stamina manage at all, okay, real quick on that guy. Okay, he fell good. When he doesn't do an opening attack, like he doesn't like, he sort of like moves towards you, I guess you could explain it. And if he does that, you want to run to the right. Otherwise, you want to run to the left. Like, I would say about 70-80% of the time, you're just gonna like, he'll go here and just kind of whip left a little bit like that. But yeah, if he does the aggressive opener attack, just while you're running, just kind of juke right real fast. And then here, you want to jump off as late as possible, lock onto this thing, throw a molly, dash into it, pick this up. The wood skip is just like run into it and just jump. And I'm not even gonna explain. That's the most brain dead skip in the game. Buzz through here. There's actually some vials back there you can pick up, but whatever. You should have plenty of vials if this is. Like you can buy, instead of 11, you can buy 20 at the Dream back there. But if you wanted to, where I busted right, you could actually go left, and there's 6 vials sitting there if you want to pick them up. Spam circle. I get my stamina to about full here, and then lock on. Dash to that. There's a shortcut right up there if you go up that hill, if you want to go get it. You can do the jump here. I get stuck a lot when I do it, but you can jump off like right here roughly. Save a little extra time. I didn't do it quite right, but that's just a little thing, it doesn't matter. Alright, now we're gonna, since we got the 3 twin shards in Yahar'gul before Paarl, we're gonna pick up 7. So 1, 2, 3. Get your stamina to full here for this run. And you're ideally when you're gonna get rally health on top of this snake. So I like to fall up about right here, spam circle, grab that one, and grab those 3. So there's 4 right there by those 2 snakes, and there's 3 and the other 2 pickups I just did. Alright, so we have our bolt paper ready, we have our pellets ready. This fall here is pretty... I don't know. It depends on how you, I see a lot of runners do the drop down, they roll, they hit the ground, they roll again, but you can actually do it a little bit faster and just mess it up there. I'm gonna do a save file here. Definitely. Shadows is a shit show. What's up, Alba? And like I said, I'll try and explain save files once this runs over. They're really convenient. But Shadows is the strat for the speedrun. I mean, you can fight them how you want, but the strat for the speedrun is to try and do as many L1 attacks as you can for the sake of building up your meter really fast, and maybe even hit 2 or 3 shadows at a time. That's easier said than done, though. You pretty much just have to go with the flow of what they give you, though. But you ideally want to kill the fireball shadow first, kill the katana second, and then kill the flamethrower, or the one with the candle, last. Because once you get him to, once he's by himself, you can lock onto him, and R1 he dashes, R1 he dashes, R1 he dashes, and then he just dies. Alright, so we're gonna pop our paper, bolt paper, and our pellet. I'm gonna show you roughly where I try and get it popped, though. So you'd already have your pellet, I mean your paper maybe pop here or something, it doesn't matter, just wherever. And then there's this big sort of triangle pile of bones here. There's the tip of it right here, right where the top of my head is. That's usually where I try and pop my pellet. And then I run just sort of to the right of the group of the shadows. You can kind of see their outline right now. But yeah, when you get up there, you want to do an opener that's like, say the shadows are to my left here, you want to do like R1, L1, and you want to ideally do R1, L1 all the way, like the full combo. Sometimes they don't allow you to, though. And then from that point, try and get multi-hits if possible, but first and foremost, kill the fireball, then kill katana, then kill, then cheese down the candle. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna get shit on, I'm sure. I run just a little bit to the right here and do the big opener. They kind of derp out over here. Up in that back corner. Heal up while your stamina's regenning. One, because you want to, on shadows especially, you want to heal up during the downtime, because I mean, it's like, it's free, like, especially if they're transitioning. You have no stamina left. If you're playing DS3 and you heal, it actually like hinders your stamina regeneration, so it matters there. This game, if the enemy's not attacking you anyway, if they're in the transition phase and you're out of stamina completely, use that time to build your stamina and then also top your character off. It's everything about it's free. You don't waste any time or anything. Also, with the gem that we have currently, it ups your damage a little bit extra. It's just like a win-win. On top of the fact that you don't want to be low health on this fight. You can just get shit on in like 1 second. Alright, so go a little bit to the right here. Do the big opener. This actually, that was almost ideal, but they got a little bit off there. You can see how easily this fight can hit the fan. So they just do so much damage. See, I'm letting my stamina build up. I need to get the katana guy. Lock onto him, just R1 spam. But this fight, that fight wasn't good at all, but I mean, you'd probably lose like 12-15 seconds on that versus a really good fight. It's just sometimes they're gonna kind of clip you and just throw off the whole fight. You can't, I don't know, I feel like you can't really do much about it. Early on I would definitely get this lamp. If you have 12 bit, which I do, and the hunter set, which I do, and you're healed to full, which I now am, you can kind of run here, up your stamina just a touch, run along this line, go just to the right. There's this little patch here. Wrap around, hit the tail. You kind of want to aim for more towards the base of the tail than the tip of the tail. And just the timing of the jump is you just have to practice it. If you don't get that version of the skip, it's not a problem. Alright, let's show the bad version of ROM. Or the slow version of ROM. But yeah, you're just gonna run through and essentially just R1 all the spiders. You don't need to worry about getting too fancy with this, with these stats. They're all doing the charge attack. That's annoying. Okay, with no meter, we can actually dash in, do L1, L1, and then we can do 2 R1s, and the damage is pretty much where we want it. 2, 3, and then R2 for the stagger. And then R1, L1. Oh god, I got a lot to explain on this fight, I just realized. I'm gonna have to go back and do her again. And then we go for the insta-warp just to the left of this pack here. Okay, yeah, let's reload that. I'm gonna have to fight shadows again. I need to make a save file for ROM. Okay, so big thing on ROM is the hard part is clearing the spiders if you're doing that strat. But keep track of the moonlight. Like the reflection of the moonlight in the water is really important for positioning. So ROM has 3 spawns where she is, or 3 points that you fight her. Where she originally is when you come into the fight. Her second spawn is like the exact reverse of where you're looking into the moonlight. So just the 180 of that, back a little ways. And then the third spawn is like kind of at an angle, like a 45-degree angle from the moonlight, just off of where the second spawn is. So like if this, say ROM's right in front of me for the first part, we fight her, and then the moonlight's like right there, okay? We flip her around perfectly straight, and we go backwards. This is where spawn 2 is. But if we look about a 45-degree angle, right, and go this way from the moon, opposite of the moonlight, that's where the third spawn is. So you kind of use the moonlight and the spawn, the second spawn, to guide you in roughly where the third spot is. So like if the fight goes well, you're going to stagger her in phase 1 and then do some extra damage and then kind of run at an angle from the moonlight, and there's the third phase. There's actually some, I think Romanticore made a map or something, or whatever you'd call it, to show the positioning. I'll try and like just sit back whenever I finish phase 1 just to show you where she's spawning. But let's knock out shadows real fast again. I'm probably gonna die now. It's hard to explain while not having anything to look at. This is probably the worst shadow start I've ever had in my life. My god, what a shit show. I'm just trying to get to ROM here, people. Okay, anyway, yeah, let's go make a ROM save file. My god, that was horrendous. But yeah, that Shadows fight can go like I probably lost like 20 seconds there. Also, you want to pick up that Madman's Knowledge. I forgot about that. You only need to pick up like 6 Madman's Knowledge in this run. Alright, let's quit out for the save file real fast. Cause once, I guess maybe you just pick up all the ones you see early on. You can get some extra pellets, extra elixirs, all that good stuff. But yeah, in the good run, I think you only pick up 6 total. But yeah, let's see if I can explain this during the fight. So you go in, you aggro her, you like pop your paper, shoot her with a gunshot to get her aggroed, and then start clearing spiders. And with these stats, I think you can just R1 them all down without any meter buildup, which is really convenient. You can spend the time building up your beast meter if you want, like doing L1s and stuff on them. I don't think it's necessary, because you can just go up to her and do L1, L1, R1, R1, and it, because if you get her, if you do 1060 damage, I think that puts her in the threshold of being able to transport, or being able to go into phase 2. Yeah, there's a lot of RNG involved to kill her in phase 1, Brush. Like, ideally, I think she needs to back up once or twice for you to be able to, depending on your damage. Run along this line, go to the little rock patch here. Boom. Okay, that was a kind of a sloppy one, but it still worked. I don't want to go into too much detail of how that skip works. The quit out version I could explain better, but the non-quit out is pretty bananas to learn. Alright, so pop paper, shoot her in the butt, pellet. I like to clear out these 2 spiders exactly like that every time, and then just go R1 crazy. This is another fight where you can use your downtime of regening stamina to heal up for free. R1, L1, R1, R1. See how we did 1040 damage? That's pretty much perfect for us. 2, 3, delayed just a little bit because I was kind of awkward. And then she's back. She's gonna give us a 1 cycle, isn't she? Yeah. Okay, if you do get the 1 cycle, I kind of run at an angle towards the light like this backwards. I got it. Okay. Rom is just like, I just don't even know, man. I was gonna try and explain how to position yourself there, but she gave me the 1 cycle, so I had to get it. But yeah, I kind of like, if she gives us the 1 cycle, I kind of I keep my camera towards the light, like so, and I run towards the screen, but at a left angle, like I was doing. Depending on how many times she backs up, you might have to run a little bit further or not as far. It's weird, man. But yeah, let's just try and get a normal fight, so I can show you the positioning. I just couldn't resist that 1 cycle though. It's too juicy. Alright, so get your stamina up to full about right here. Go about here, get a little more stamina. Run the line. Rocks. And she kind of put her ass in the fence. It makes it really hard. So we quit out about right here though. If you quit out on top of her, you're gonna have a bad time. So you want to quit out just behind her and away from her. And it's really hard to aggro her. Like if you jump towards the skip and if you come in from the quit out and you jump towards it, trying to get over the fence, and you miss it, and you come down and you hit her with that fall damage, then it'll aggro her. But otherwise, you can just like fuck off. She doesn't care. All right, so the quit out version. So get roughly here and start running into her body just to get your sprint speed up, and watch her tail. Look how it kind of swings back and forth. When it gets pretty much out as far as possible towards your hunter, that's when you want to jump. So like, we're gonna jump off the base of her tail when the tail is towards us, like so. And I jumped just to the left of that little post there. That one's not a bad skip at all. And the cool thing is, it's like sewer skip. Like it's easier than sewer skip, but in the sense that you can just do like countless tries, you know, till you get it. Every time you miss it, you lose like, I don't know, 8 seconds or something, some arbitrary number. And then once you get comfortable, you're just gonna save free time. So yeah, go whack them all, the spiders. Watch out for their fucking spit. Oh, you're not. Oh, I didn't have max damage because my health. Alright, so we have no meter buildup, so we're gonna dash L1, L1, R1, R1. Get your stamina to full. R1, R1, R1. As soon as you can, you queue up that R2, otherwise you're gonna miss the stagger. R1, 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 L1. Okay, here, you can see right behind. See, there's the moonlight. Directly behind me is the second spawn, and see how that's kind of at an angle, that final spawn where she is. That's why you want to like see the moonlight, turn backwards towards the third spawn, and then do like a 45-degree angle, and you'll get it. You just got to get a feel for it. I'm gonna probably die here because I don't have any meter left because I was trying to sit still for a while. This is so scary, man. Yeah, anyway, I'm trying to show the third spawn. It's weird to explain though. Yeah, so you can see how I flipped my character around from the moonlight, and you can see where that second spawn was, but just yeah, like a 45-degree angle to the right of them. And then at a certain distance, I can't really explain the distance from them. It's not too far, as you could see though. But the reason, I mean, you're trying to go fast, so you want to get to her third spawn as fast as you can, so you're ready to attack her before she even aggroes. Because you can, ideally, you can actually kill her before she even does anything to you, and before the spiders start attacking you. Alright, so let's try this skip again. Little stamina management. We run the line, hit the rocks, whip around, base of the tail, do the jump. Okay. Should we do YOLO ROM? No, I'm not gonna do YOLO ROM. I usually only do YOLO ROM in my runs whenever they're shitty, just to save it. So, paper, shoot, pellet, R1, L1, R1, R1. Just running around, killing them all. Alright, get stamina up to full. We have no meter build up, so L1, L1, R1, 1040 damage, perfect. She backs up. 1, 2, oh, backing up again. 1, 2, I'm gonna do the full R1s there. Get the R2 for the stagger. Pretty much build up your stamina there until she, see how we're like looking left, look for the spider spawn, we're like way too close, so it's gonna be about right there. Yeah, I was way closer to them because she backed up so much than I realized. And to get just to the left of the spider spawn, about right here, and you can get the insta-warp. If you get the insta-warp, it's obviously saving you a little bit of time, and you miss out on 2 insight points, which I'm not saying that as a thing you want. You don't want that insight. It doesn't matter. You're not gonna need it. But if you do miss the insta-warp, you will get those insight points, which is, I guess it could be nice. It could get you like a free elixir or something. Put on your cold blood here while you're running straight. I like to do a little bit of stamina management, so I let go circle for just a second right here, just so I can perfectly get to this lamp. Like, look where my stamina runs out now. Like, almost perfect. Okay, so we get this lamp. We go over here. We want to get a chunk, and we want to get the upper Cathedral ward key, and then we're gonna bold hunters mark out. So you only pick up 2 bold hunter marks in this run. I guess you could pick up some extra. There's some bolt paper right here if you want it. I don't ever pick it up though. You don't really need it. You can pick. I think it's like 3. You want some extra, so pick up those 3 if you want, and then come over here and we're gonna get this chunk, because you end up picking up, you buy 16 bold hunter marks, bold, what are they called? Bloodstone shards. Shit. The tier 1 level up material, you buy 16 of those, you pick up 16 of the twin shards, you pick up 16 of the chunks, and you buy the blood rock for 60 insight. I'm so dumb. Okay, here you kind of want to, I don't know, just pick that chunk up, basically. Easy peasy. All right, here I'm gonna kill these mobs just to show the lineup for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so ideally you want to sprint all the way past that guy and just immediately go for the skip, okay? But learning the skip, I would say, even in your runs early on, maybe kill those two guys and then go for it. Let me take off my gear for a second. Okay, so you can do a setup version of this. If you put your character up flush right here, if I remember how to do this, put your character up flush with this, okay? Tap circle and then do a transform attack. When you get here, you just do an R2 and you come right outside the fence. And when you hit down right here, you want to immediately roll this direction, like straight ahead of me, and then roll towards the carriage. So you just roll like this, roll towards the carriage, heal up. That's the setup version, which is pretty damn consistent. And then you want to pick up those chunks, the bolt paper here, the chunks here. Go ahead and equip your paper if you don't already have it. Should I even bother showing the YOLO version of that skip? Probably not. If you haven't picked up the Hunter set, you can get the Yahar'gul set here, which is really nice. We usually only pick up these two. If you want, you can pick up the third one here. I'm gonna heal up once. Yeah, I'm not full health. This is perfect. Watch this. Okay, so basically you want to heal pull this mob to get past for the gem. So heal about right here. You can dash him or roll him if you want. I don't even roll anymore. I just walk up and grab the gem like that. This part is pretty much just like if you're not walking perfectly straight or running perfectly straight towards one Reborn's arena and you're kind of just doing a very slight angle, depending on the timing, you probably won't ever get hit by their spit. But I don't know, Yahar'gul's one of the scariest zones in this game for speedruns, I feel like, outside of maybe the DLC. There's just so much that can happen. I mean, you have a really hard skip straight into a bunch of casket fucks. There's half of them are spitting at you. You have to deal with the wolf, the scorched beast guarding the gem. Guys trying to shoot you if you don't grab it fast enough. And it's just chaos for like 30 seconds straight. And then right after that, you have a one Reborn fight, which can be one of the easiest things in this game, and then also can be the most unfair thing in this game, just depending on the RNG. Like if they decide to shoot 3 fireballs at you and he does a corpse drop all at the same time right where you're standing, like, good luck. You're dead, you know, unless you just see all of that coming and then move away. But there's like, One Reborn's one of those fights where you basically want to go for the best strat possible here, because I mean, you want to be fast, and then you just want to get just like, not only for the time save, but also for the fact that the longer you spend in this fight, the worse it's going to be. So get up to his body, R1, L1, L1 for the stagger. That builds up beast meter. We get to the fronts, R1, L1. Kind of aim this to hit his leg a little bit and his face at the same time. Build up your stamina to full. I kind of aim down here. Want to try and get a leg stagger. Go ahead and heal up while you're waiting for your stamina. Here you kind of want to hit him where I am, just to get double hits. And then just kind of work your way down his body. Finish him off, pop your pellet. I mean your full while you're waiting for the gate to open, or the fog gate to dissipate. And then we want to go here. So yeah, that, it's just, you just pretty much, you have to just commit to the strat and hope for the best. Like you get R1, L1, L1 on the body, that staggers. you go up to his face with full stamina bar, R1, L1, L1, L1. It builds up more meter, staggers. Hope to God that the fireballs aren't a shit show. And then you just waylay his front left leg for the stagger. And then he shouldn't have too much health by that time. And then you do like kind of double hits with the right positioning on his head and the leg when he's staggered there. And then you just kind of walk down his body for the last 3 or so hits. That's the kind of ideal fight. I guess the perfect fight would be you just finish him off with head hits. But you just gotta kind of be mindful of all the shit that's flying around you, the fireballs and the corpse drops. Oh, also here, and the best route, you wouldn't have cocktails, but if you did pick up cocktails, you can kind of throw them about right here, just like look up, throw it just to the right, and that'll prevent you from having to quit out. I know for a fact the quit out version is faster anyway. I think it saves like a second when I tested it. And your 3 mollies that you have left are for that guy because he's really tanky. There's a cold blood here worth 5k if you want it. I'll pick it up just to see how many extra levels. I think you get like 3 extra levels if you pick up all the cold bloods and Mensis. And then we're gonna go back before Miko. We're going here to get some extra stats because early level ups are super important in this game. So you go back after Amelia, and then you go back after one Reborn here. We're gonna have a little less stats. So you want to get so with the Soul Cleaver, you want to get the soft cap for strength first because the scaling is best with strength. After that soft cap, which is 25, you want to go for skill 25. And after that point, with the best strats, you want to go for just straight up skill. But again, this is like definitely go for at least this, okay? From that point on, I feel like it's just up to you to decide. But your raw, like your flat damage is going to be higher at this point if you just do skill. I mean, just do strength. See how it's 197 if we do 31? Now if we do skill, it's only 194. You just get more flat damage here. So yeah, we want 32, so I did pick up that cold blood. I'm going to go ahead and pop it just so I can have consistent stats. Like this. And I think as long as you have like 2300, 22 or 2300 echoes at this point, like you don't, if for whatever something happens to where if you level up one more time, it puts your echoes below like 2500, don't get that level because you're gonna fuck yourself. Because you need like 20, let's see how much this costs real fast. So we're at 3400. Yeah, what is that, like 2200 echoes ish, something like that. We're gonna get a +8, and then when you hit X here, leave that gem on, go right to this slot, and we basically want to replace this beast gem, which is just equipped for Paarl. We want to swap it to it. Like, look how much damage we get here. 101 to 148. It's insane. But yeah, swap to that gem and then exit out. And now we're gonna go back to Mensis. So you have a lamp here from Lecture Hall to get back to Amygdala. So when you get to this gravestone, you want to go down 1 and go to Mensis. If you want to be super safe there, you can just go up, level your weapon, put in the gym, and then come down and kill the doll, just to make sure you don't fuck yourself over with spending too many echoes. What's up, Guarded? So here, you need to try your best not to bump into anything too badly. You need to run like almost a perfect line just to avoid having to deal with this guy to my right there. If you run the perfect line, usually he won't hit you. I heard somebody say a long time ago that if you hug this sort of right wall here, it kind of discourages them from chasing you, but I don't know how true that is. Doesn't seem like it's gonna work. You can quit out right here if you want, but you have to do it before your character interacts with the door. Like if you quit out like this right now, your run's gonna be disqualified. So you gotta do it before you even get to the door if you want to do a quit out, just to reset mobs. Because yeah, quit out, that's what the quit outs are beautiful for. Just mobs go back to their spawn points. If you don't do any stamina management here, it usually works out well, but I had to do some rolls because of that mob, so it's not going to work out. Watch how he aggroes, though. If we aggro him with just slow walking, he usually does a really easy attack. You can do a little stamina management for this Oompa Loompa, waiting for him to move out of the way. If you need it for whatever reason, say you use 2 beast blood pellets on shadows, you can go right there behind those mirrors, and there's an extra pellet sitting on. You can probably see that the item glowing underneath. You can go pick up that extra pellet if you want. I want to go this way though, get these blue elixirs, jump down and lock onto this guy, do a dash, just spam circle. I do a little stamina management here just to get to about full. And you want to kind of go to the left, bait the attack, and then wrap around that mob really tightly to the right like that. You don't need a lot. Some people use bolt paper on Miko. It doesn't do anything to him. The only thing it kind of affects is the puppets. I say early on maybe get this shortcut because Miko is really easy to die to. It would save you a lot of time running back. And if you have that extra pellet, then if you die to Miko, you can just come back and it won't fuck up too much stuff. Trick your weapon about right here. Miko is he's just a fucking meme. You can pick up these bullets if you want. They're not really necessary. You have a bunch of different RNG you can get with this opener though. So you have no control over it really, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, so here, you can see we're pretty much gonna push Miko directly behind where he is, okay? I'm gonna probably kill this puppet just so I can explain this. There's a relatively newer strat that you can aggro Miko early here with 3 gunshots. So like, you can see there's 4 pillars here. When you get just before the second pillar closest to Miko, the one where my hat is, that pillar, I'd say like maybe the middle of this little hallway and just almost kind of just before that second column, you want to lock on and shoot him. So have your pellet popped, and we're gonna see if we can get this. Dash, dash, and you can take out this puppet. And Miko should be aggroed here, yeah. So he didn't go into the room, is what we want. Oh my god, you fuck. I was just trying to show the gun strat though. But yeah, so you get about right. See how there's four pillars, so this one, and this one. So like right about the middle, maybe a little bit further, about right here, you want to have Miko locked onto. You shoot him while you're locked on, you dash, shoot, and then that'll aggro Miko, so he stops about right here, and he just walks back towards you. And it saves like, I don't know, 7 or 8 seconds. But yeah, the biggest shit show, just like, kind of like ROM a lot, this first phase, the biggest shit show to me is just the puppets, man. Like sometimes you can get double puppets when you're trying to fight Miko. If it's just him by himself, he's a fucking cakewalk in phase 1. Alright, so when you get to this lizard, you're gonna have meter if the fight's going well. So he only takes like 3 hits to kill, but since I'm trying to show some things, he's pretty tanky. Go ahead and trick your weapon so you don't forget for phase 2. There's 8 vials here, which is really convenient. You can kind of just easily dash that attack. It's all about timing. Depending on how much he delays it, you don't even have to do anything. You can just run straight past him. But you just like wait, like, I don't know, roughly a second or 2. He shoots and you just kind of whip your character left. Easy peasy. Okay, here. You can get this cold blood if you want. I would not recommend it, but it's there. Okay, so there's this paper. This is how I line this up. There's this paper protruding out a little bit more than the rest, right above my hat. I get just in front of it, okay? About right here. Have my cleaver extended. I roll roughly into this corner where the top of my head is, where those 2 walls meet. And then when I roll, I kind of attack more towards the right. So I roll this way, but I kind of try and attack more towards the room he's gonna run towards. So have your pellet popped. See if we can do this. Roll, attack, roll in, lock on, L1, build up your stamina to full, unlock from him, R1, L1, L1, L1. You want to kind of push him into the wall, like so. Let's see if that puppet aggroes. Okay, good. So in phase 1 and 2, once you hit Miko 3 times, he aggroes to you. If you only hit him twice, he's going to just run away from you. Like he's always trying to get in a room. Like he's always being a dick. If you plunge him and you hit it and then you hit him a second time and he does get away from you, you can lock onto him and shoot him and get that third hit, and he's gonna run back. He's gonna walk back towards you. Just come about right here, let him get all the way out, and then just start your rotation again. Just get him up in one of these corners. Fight him here or fight him here. When you run out of stamina though, say we're fighting like this, when you run out of stamina you want to kind of be moving a little bit to the side, because if you're next to him, he's almost never gonna do call beyond if you're within, like, I don't know, 10 feet or so. That's not always true, but most of the time. So yeah, you want to be right on top of him, and all these transform attacks are gonna keep staggering him, so he can't do any attacks to you while you're doing this, outside of maybe some punches, which if he does punches, it gets pretty awkward. But yeah, just try and bully him down in the corner like this. Do it here or do it here. If you come out too far though, the puppet's gonna aggro. But since Miko's dead, the puppet's fine. But see where the puppet is? If you get about, I don't know, this far out or so, he's gonna aggro to you and it's gonna make it a lot harder. Miko's one of those fights that most of the time a good runner is not gonna have any issues, but stuff can still happen. Like if he starts getting awkward punches off on you and gets distance, or he gets away from you and then he starts call beyond spamming, like it's really easy to get one shot. So yeah, good luck. Yeah, you just practice him a bunch. That plunge attack's probably the hardest thing about him. There's a chunk right there. If for whatever reason you missed one, you can get that as a backup, but in the normal one you won't need it, because you don't need extra chunks. You don't need extra any level up materials. You don't need extra. You just need 16 of each and then 1 rock, which you buy the rock. So there's no point in picking up more. Go ahead and equip your elixirs. Here you do just a touch of stamina management. This is one of those instances I was talking about, like ideally you just want to hold down the circle, but if you're really close to your sort of next objective, you can do just a touch of stamina management just to not waste some time. There's a lot of RNG involved here. Running past these winter lanterns. This is also another spot. This is worth 10,000 echoes here, this one. And you can pick up 2 more like that. We're gonna go ahead and heal up here just to see. Let's scope out. Okay, see where that winter lantern is? That's actually a good spot for you. Just slip past her, grab this, and mark out as soon as you can. Mark out, and you should be fine. I'm gonna get a double frenzy proc here because of when I marked out, but it's not an issue. You'll have plenty of vials in this run. Like you don't even have to heal here. Like watch, I'm gonna run this whole way, and I should be fine. Watch me die now. Yeah, just hold circle the whole way though. Just try and run. Okay, here's something about this area in particular, and most areas. Always do things the same way, so that way you're familiar with how the mobs respond to it. If you start deviating your pathing or your stamina management, like shit's gonna start happening that's not gonna make sense to you. Just always try and keep it consistent where you're running. Pop the elixir when you run out of stamina right before the pig. Get this gem here, which is a 15 attack gem. Here, this is totally optional, but this is like 20k more echoes if you want. And just keep on holding down circle. And these shadows, I'm gonna do a little stamina management there. I just didn't want to die. Okay, so wet nurse. But yeah, once you get here, like look how long that elixir lasted, like that whole section. I think it's like 30 seconds maybe. Once you trigger the elevator and you've been hit, you have enough time to heal and then pop your paper. So we're gonna bam, bam. I'm not gonna pop my paper yet because I want to make a save file, so you can actually have your paper already popped and then you can already be running and then have your pellet ready. But I'm gonna make a save file, so hold on 1 second. Wet Nurse is one of the easier fights, but I've seen so many good runs die to her because she's one of 2 bosses that I know of that has animation speed ups for some reason. It's like she'll go into like a flurry of her lawnmower attack, but it'll be like double or triple speed the normal, and like it'll trigger faster, and she just shreds you, and you're just like, wait, what? And Laurence does that too. Outside of that though, the biggest thing is stay behind her and learn how to cancel her nightmare phase, because if you don't cancel her nightmare phase, you're probably going to lose about 40 seconds depending on how crazy you are. Because nightmare phase is a proper shit show. But yeah, I'll try and explain. Okay, so when she does the nightmare phase, she'll spray a mist at you, and I would say like maybe I don't know, maybe like a half second, not even a half second, when you see the mist coming towards you, already be locked onto her and then dash. Like I said, this is something you can do it probably a bunch of different ways. This is how I do it though. Feel free to try new things out or try somebody else's version, but lock on, or already be locked onto her when you see her going for nightmare phase. And once you see that mist spraying out towards you, just wait for just a split second when it's already coming out, and then pretend I'm locked onto her, and then you just dash right twice like that, and that should cancel it. Best way to practice that is don't hurt her, or like get her to about, I don't know, half health or something. It'll encourage her to do nightmare phase, and then from that point, just don't fight her. Just like stay locked onto her. Hope that she spams nightmare phase, and just try practicing canceling it over and over. So yeah, if we were on the elevator, we'd have already popped we healed up, we popped our paper, we're running up here. And then I like to pop pellet about right here. Just a little bit to the left. Spam options. Get behind her. And you want to build up meter with the L1s. So most fights, that's what you're gonna do, and just L1 spam. Once you get full meter though, you can just R1 spam her down. Let's see if we can actually get a nightmare phase though. Yeah, I'm gonna intentionally wait once I get her lower. Alright, she's teleporting. I'm just gonna wait for a second, see if we can get a nightmare phase so I can show you. You never want to stand in front of her like this, by the way. Okay, wait for it. Okay, you see how it sprayed toward me, and then I waited just a split second, and then I dashed right twice? That's how you cancel it. It's a pretty small window, but that's my sort of visual cue that I use for her. And I'm not gonna pop any other materials on her. I want to try it a couple more times if I can, just to show it. That lawnmower attack right there, that's the one I was talking about. Sometimes she'll go into like double speed for it for some reason, and it's fucking horrifying. Come on, do nightmare phase again. Slut. Heckin' slut, do it. Do it. Do your nightmare phase. You bitch. She's not gonna do it ever again, is she? Alright, I'll just carry on. So like you can just kind of walk around her like this, get directly behind her, and just smack, smack, smack. If she's against the wall, it gets really scary. You can kind of, it's hard to explain, but you can kind of control her direction a little bit if you get kind of to the side of her. Like after she does like a spin attack like that, you can get more to her left or more to her right and kind of encourage which direction she's gonna go with like her little backups. Let's see if we can get one more nightmare phase though. I'm not Blade, I'm Emery. Yeah. Poor Blade. I don't know if she's gonna do it. I don't know, I guess if you want like a cue on it, just rewatch that little section where I cancel it. I wanted to try it again though. I think it's more about confidence than anything though. You just gotta stay locked on whenever she's going for it, and just wait longer than you think. Don't like, right when you see the mist, you don't really dash. Just wait for a split second and then do it. You should be fine. Okay, she's not gonna do it again. I'm just gonna finish her off. Okay, so here, if you picked up all the cold bloods, you have like, I don't know, 25 seconds here to fuck off. So get everything you want equipped, like say if we want to put on, I don't know, a hunter's mark, if we have like an, I don't know, an antidote for whatever reason. Just like get all your stuff situated and you have plenty of time to pop all these cold bloods and stuff. And don't pop your insight yet, by the way. There's no point. It's just gonna make some of the fights harder. Because the higher your insight, the lower your beast meter potential is, and you're gonna fuck your damage up a little bit. So just hold on to those madman's knowledge. Alright, coming out of Wet Nurse, we have a lot of echoes. It's gonna be tempting to level up, but ideally you don't want to quite yet. You want to come here, get a +9 blood gems, and this will be your final time that you touch your gems. So you can see we have the best gems. Pick up, like, as far as gems you can pick up, we have the best gems you can get in the base game. That's not including situations like, oh, but if you're fighting this boss, you might want to pick up this kin gem and stuff, and that's like stuff in the DLC. You can kill winter lanterns for better gems. You can go to the chalices. For this route, we have the best gems we're gonna get. Might want to take off your chest piece for this skip. Open these doors. Okay, this skip is a fuck fest. My god. If you can, like, just try and go for it the first time and just like run here and just kind of jump. But let me try and explain this. This part of this little sort of column here, I guess, kind of, it's almost like the Lunarium Key Skip, where you jump off and you get a little extra height and you jump over the fence to get to ROM. It's kind of the same thing. But it happens right around here. But ideally you want to hit roughly this area and then kind of jump at an angle, and it throws your character over the fence. So if you're coming at this from a sprint, you can kind of, I'm probably going to mess this up a lot. I'm really bad at this skip, but if you mess it up the first time, you can kind of sprint into the wall. I go like just past this little like protrusion to my left there. So I kind of angle it like this, start sprinting, and we got it. Easy peasy. I would show y'all that over and over, but I forgot to make a save file just now, so good luck. I don't know. If you don't want to do that skip though, you can run down to where Patches is from the second floor, drop down past the giant, and then you can you get insight for free. You get like 2 insight points, so it's not horrible. You lose, like, if you get first try, like you run up and waste no time on the lecture hall skip I just did, then you save about 15 seconds, 12 or 15 seconds, versus going the Patches route. So yeah, that skip is, oh my god, if you're on like, if you're pretty good at the game and you're on a shitty run, like, just finish it off with that skip. Just go for it and kill your run. It's the best way to hang your character. This skip, you bypass all of the poison lakes and stuff. Get, like, okay, so there's 6 of these little stones where my hat is, okay? I get to the 3rd one, and then I whip my character around perfectly towards the camera, essentially. Maybe about right here. And you do the sit down gesture, immediately pull up your quit out menu, like as fast as you can, and get ready. As soon as your character starts the drop, quit out. If you have a few seconds or a couple seconds there to do the quit out, but the sooner you do it, obviously the better, so you don't risk dying. But yeah, this skips a shit ton of crap in Nightmare Frontier. If any of y'all ever run through that place, you'll appreciate this skip more than most. Once you hit the bottom, you can spam circle for the backup, and you automatically get that shortcut just by doing that skip, which is really nice. There's 3 vials here if you want them. They're kind of scary to pick up sometimes depending on how aggroed that guy is behind you. There's a Madman's Knowledge, which we don't pick up, but you can if you want to. Go ahead and equip your hunter set. Okay, Amygdala. This strat is so fucking free, it's unreal. Basically with these stats, you can just shit on her face. Yeah, we'll go with that. We just ruined her day with this strat. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna try for the best strat. I might not get it though. So the opener is a charged R2, and the biggest thing about that charged R2 on her head is the stagger effect it has. If you do it too early, it doesn't do any damage to her, it just does the stagger. But if you delay it just right, it's probably, I don't know how many frames you have to work with. It's pretty tight though. You get all that damage and then you just like save a hit or two or something. It doesn't save much time. It's like less than a second I think you end up saving because you have to delay it so much. But yeah, so let me point to this. Let's see if I can find it. That post right there, I think that's the one. Yeah, okay, so right where my head is, there's a post with like two things sticking out of it. You see right in front of me that I'm like trying to trace, that one. That's about the marker you want to use to pop your pellet. That's what I use. And then if you're going for the normal strat, just pop your pellet there and then immediately queue up an R2 once you get close to her head. And that'll give you the stagger. And then as she's pulling her head down, maybe get your stamina to about 85-90%, maybe about right. I don't know, my mic might not be lined up with what I'm trying to show here. Yeah, just about 85-90% stamina, and you're gonna want to go ahead and start R1 L1 L1 L1, stagger her arm, and then you can R1 L1 finish her. If you see that the R1 L1 is probably not going to do enough damage to finish her off, maybe just do 3 R1s instead for a little bit more. And then when she dies, you pop your cord while you're waiting. But let's go ahead and try it. So that little thing there, we're going to pop our pellet. And I'm going to try and delay it as much as possible to try and get the good opener. I didn't do it enough. Oh, I did. Nice. And then R1, L1, L1, L1. Keep your weapon strict. Smack her in the face. Pop your pellet while you're waiting. Like I said, there's a lot of spots in this game where you can just use your time wisely. You have like a few seconds there to do whatever you want. You can stand still. You could probably do a gesture, but we like to be smart about it and pop our pellet. Alright, and so after Amygdala, with the best route, we're gonna actually go ahead and kill the doll here and level up. So we'd get like 44 strength. Perfect. But we would have 10-bit, 44 strength, 25 skill. If you want to, you can spend these echoes on, this is a horrible thing to do, but I mean, if you're low on vials or really low on bullets, you can come over here and spend these 12,000 echoes on some stuff, you know, just to help out. Okay, so yeah, we level up there, and we have no bold hunter marks left, so now we're gonna go to the woods and do the cave skip, I believe it's called. This one's actually a lot easier these days. This is like most skips, there's a bunch of different ways to do it, but the setup I'm gonna show you is probably the easiest. Like it's just heckin' free. I'm gonna be pretty peachy with it though and try and kill some mobs. So just hold down circle. Instead of going right to the other wood skip, we're gonna go left here and jump off about here. You can lock on, dash. We're gonna pick up 3 pellets, which are really important because we don't quite have the Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. So you can just like roll through that or smack them with R1, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna quit out here just so I can show you all this. I don't want to have to deal with these mobs. Make a save file real fast. That one mob that I just ran past can actually do an attack where he does like a circle attack to it swings around to his right side, and you're running around his right side. It sometimes can hit you, and it'll knock the shit out of you. Like you'll have to heal like 3 times to get back to full health. So yeah, that's something you might have to look out for, but I don't know. If you're going for the best strat here, you're gonna not want to even quit out. You just run up to the gravestones, you get on top of them, and once you're up there and you're kind of in the out of bounds area, you're fine. Like the mobs can't really get to you, but while you're on the gravestones and beforehand, you have to be careful and fast because those guys do not hit softly. That one guy just, I think he probably like 2-shots you. Like he can take out like 80% of your health in one hit. Okay, so yeah, if we weren't quitting out here, we would have run about right here, and then you turn left. And so there's this little gravestone here. I'm going to use my hat as a pointer. So this little gravestone here, you want to kind of run the line of like going from there to there to there to there. Like just the 3 big ones. You're going to kind of run around with this. Oh no, get away. What the fuck? Get out of here. Nobody invited you. Okay, anyway, interrupting my tutorial, asshole. Yeah, it's kind of like an invisible ground you can run up here. So you want to sprint, just kind of run like that. I don't know. It's just like, you got to kind of get a feel for it. Just follow the gravestones. Kind of hug this left side. Okay. And here's, you can get up here however you want to. Be careful going too far right because you'll fall off and you'll have to quit out here. You're just trying to get to this spot as fast as possible. Let me try and explain this though. Okay, so look at my hat. I'm gonna trace this little mushroom here. You see that spot on the wall that I'm tracing with my hat really slowly? It's kind of like a mushroom cloud, the top of it. That's one marker. And then just to the left of that, there's another little kind of outline spot here. You see that? And then there's a third one here. This is the one we want. Basically want to walk, so you can sprint the whole way up here. Once you get to this spot though, don't slow walk like I am, but hold your analog stick all the way forward, but without circle. So you can sprint all the way up here and then let go of circle, maybe about right here or something. And then you just wanna push forward and then start spamming circle and hit left. And you will be, we don't need our echoes. I'll show you this again. Yeah, use that little third marker if you can see it. I wish I could like highlight it or something with like a pin. But yeah, just all the way forward, let go of circle. You walk off perfectly straight and just start spamming circle to get a roll and then hold left. And you should land perfectly in the lake. There's like I said, there's a bunch of versions of this skip. Feel free to test around or try somebody else's strat. But this one, all the ones I've ever done, this one is like super easy to me. Okay, so we're gonna go the same line. I'm gonna try to do the no quit version. So we come here, we pick up the pellets. We try and do this with all the mobs aggroed to us as fast as possible. We jump over. I don't think you have to even jump there. You might can just walk off. Okay, so we get here as fast as possible. We get to this third one. We walk straight off. I didn't get the roll. I got a stored roll. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That was fine. I just got a stored roll out of it. Get about here. Heal up. You're gonna have to roll this guy, potentially. Okay, he did a good attack there. Heal up once more because of the poison. If you don't heal up right there a second time, the poison's actually going to finish you off. And this is the longest ladder in gaming, I think. And we climb for like 3 days. And then once you get all the way to the very top and you're about to get close to the brain sucker, you probably want to heal up once more, because if he smacks you with this health, that's probably going to kill you right there. So might want to just heal up once more. You'll have, like I said, you'll have plenty of vials. Anyway, it's fine. Even the world record heals up here. Because this is pretty damn far into the run. This is like 40 plus minutes. So like heal up maybe here or something when you get low stamina. You can pick up that Madman's knowledge. I would not recommend it though. Just try and get up the ladder as fast as possible. Like I said, we don't have any bold hunter marks left, so echoes you don't really need. If you want, you could pick up the bold hunter marks before Gascoigne, so you'd have 4, and then you could get a little extra level ups perhaps or something. But I don't know. If you want an older route with extra bold hunter marks, there's plenty of videos out there. So we come here, we get the summons to get to Canehurst later. And then this is another part where you do a little stamina management. I like to stamina manage, like before my stamina actually hits bottom, I manage it up to about half. And then you hit this door. with a little extra to spare, so it's actually a little overkill. We go up here and we kill, just you can one-shot Yosefka, and then you grab her cord. This should be the final cord, yeah, this is the third one, so get that. Make sure you grab it before you mark out. I had a run one time where I killed her and I marked out, and then like 30 seconds later I'm like, I didn't pick up the cord, and so I had to reset. It's really fun. Don't experience that, it's not worth it. Okay, so we mark out, we come back to the woods lamp, and we immediately go back to the dream. And now in the best route, we're gonna go straight to Upper Cathedral Ward. Normally you would kind of do Cleric, Beast, and Woods back to back in whatever order you want, but with this routing change, you don't have to pick up an extra Cold Blood for the +10 level up later. It's really smart. It's so simple, but it's really smart. I think Ivan found that. So yeah, Upper Cathedral Ward. We already have the key, which you get from Yahar'gul. So now we're gonna go right again, just like we're going towards Amelia. After you trigger this, pop your cord. This is like I said, there's a lot of little downtime areas in this run that you can just pop stuff for free, or change your gear out for free, or whatever you want to do. You can go left or right here. If you're just starting, I would say go right instead of left. For that reason right there. Yeah, I get shot all the time. You can kind of listen to them though. Like, listen for their gunshots. If you just heard, especially the one in the back, the one in the wheelchair with the fucking bazooka, if you hear him shoot, then you're probably pretty safe. If he hasn't shot though, I would probably just go right, honestly, especially early on. Bait that guy to the right there, and you can have an opening on the left side to just sneak past like I just did. Here's an elixir, which costs 2 insight points if you want to buy them, so this is kind of nice to just pick up early on. I'm actually gonna heal up here. You can kind of bait these guys to the right a bit. There's a lot you can do with those. I'm gonna get this lamp, in case I die, but yeah, there's a lot you can do with those guys. That's kind of the ideal situation though. Sometimes they'll give you a wide berth on the right side, you can just run over there for free, but ideally you're gonna be running to the left. 1, 2, L1, you can knock him out if he's in your way. Sometimes he drops 3 vials, so that can be handy if you're running low. There's a couple different versions of this right here I'm about to show you. So if we picked up threaded cane, you can trick it out, like make sure you're in whip form like this, okay? And then you do a forward R2, you do a jump attack. That's gonna give you enough distance on the attack to smack the brain sucker through the door. And you want to kind of hit the right side, like if you were the brain sucker, it'd be its left side, but from your perspective, you want to hit the right side of the brain sucker with this attack, and then you swap to your cleaver, and then you do like a charged R2 L1, I think it is. You can finish him off. But there's now a strat you can do though, where you kind of like look, you pop your paper, you look down, you do like an R1 at a slight angle, like so. Let him come towards you, and then charged R2, and he's dead. If you wanted to, after he's dead, I would not recommend doing this before he dies, because he can troll you and you'll have to quit out, and then the wolf's gonna aggro. If you don't pick up this madman's knowledge, this wolf will never aggro to you. You do pick it up though, watch this. Boom. Wolf. So be careful with that pickup. If he's already dead though, like if you already killed the brain sucker for the key, go for it. This wolf's not much of a threat. Just roll him if he tries to attack you. You can jump over this fence if you want. A little bit of flare. You want to pop your pellet about here. So that way you can run out of pellet before the elevator. So you can pop it again for Debbie or Ebrietas. So we already have our pellet. It should last plenty of time. I'm gonna try the YOLO version of this. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do the safe version of this strat just because I haven't made a save file and I've already popped my pellet. Basically what you do here is, if you have enough vials, you can jump down like this. You can pop your paper, pop your vials. R1, L1, 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 knock out the little dudes. Let these kind of group up a bit. And then you want to R1, R1, I think on the third hit. Yeah. I almost went BL4 strats there for a second. I don't know why my brain stopped working. I think after the third hit, usually, unless it's, if you get a counter hit on the second R1, he's going to transition early. If you're just doing regular R1s though without a counter hit, then I think after the third one he'll transition, and then you just continue R1 spamming him. Roll here and pop here. I'm only going to pop 6, I guess. I need to make a save file for this part. Yeah. What are our stats? Yeah, let's make a save file for Debbie. This strat's one this is a perfectly consistent fight, so practice it like you would an Amelia strat or something. Just get it to the point where you're perfectly comfortable with it. And while this save file is making, I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, save file's made. So you can do early, it doesn't do damage to her, but it does like sort of, it goes towards staggering her before she's officially aggroed. So what we do is get her to the point where she's one hit away from the stagger, and then we just pretty much stun lock her to death, effectively. So yeah, with these stats, you'll have your pellet already popped on the elevator. It's like, we'll just pop it now, for example, okay? And then get your bolt paper ready. And you don't want any meter on your screen. Like, you want to have popped the pellet early like that. And as long as your stamina is about half, you do R1, L1, L1, pop your paper, let her other arm drop like so. R1, L1, 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 you get about 4,200, 4,300, oh shit. Mega damage. A few hits on her face, and then you can just like 3-shot her. Since I made a save file, I'm going to show that again though. Might as well use it. But yeah, so do R1, L1, L1. That'll get her to the point where she's one hit away from the stagger. Let her arm sort of drop. It's like that sort of middle arm there. The middle tentacle will drop down completely. That's roughly where I start the attack. And so that first R1 you do on the full rotation is going to stagger her, and then the other L1s you want to kind of hit her face for a lot of damage. And then that last L1 on that combo should stagger her as well. So go ahead and get your pellet going. See how my meter's showing right now? You want it to be completely gone like that before you open up on her. So just any time, like basically just don't pop your pellet right next to her, pop it anywhere before then. So R1, L1, L1 on this tentacle, pop your paper. I get about right here. I waited a little bit too long there, but it's fine. Yeah, I fucked that up bad. I think she'll take 4 hits. Now let's just do a charge burst here. It's fine. Yeah, that's pretty much the essence of it. You just like stun the shit out of her. You gotta be careful because you can easily get a visceral on her face, which you don't want. You just want to just be smacking her face a bunch. I don't know, that one's not, that strat's not really all that bad. You have a pretty big window. Like the hardest part is whenever she officially aggroes and you have to stun her when her tentacle drops. Like that's gonna be what you're gonna have to practice. After that point, like it's pretty free. We're gonna go to what's this thing's name? Cleric Beast. Yeah, go to Sentry Yharnam to go to Cleric Beast. I'm actually short on insight. I should have like 59 right now. What did I miss something? I guess I'll go ahead and pop those other three the other three Madman's Knowledge. Yeah, I must have got distracted and not picked up some stuff. Oops. Oh well, at least we picked up some extras. Did I miss a boss? I didn't, right? That's strange. Anyway. Alright, so here, I think the aggro point of Cleric Beast is like, okay, so there's this carriage here and there's these statues. I think it's just past these statues when he actually aggros, so you want to have full stamina. Let's see if we can get the 5 shot. So get your stamina full, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I didn't even get close. That was horrible. I don't care. Cleric Beast is just a meme. Now we're gonna go to. Oh, I know what it was. I never went to the DLC. If you are in Cathedral Ward, you go to Upper Cathedral Ward, you kill the bosses, and you mark out you're gonna come back to the Cathedral Ward lamp. That's where I missed my insight. I was so confused. So yeah, pretend we just killed Ebrietas, and then we'd come here, and then we'd get the DLC lamp, and then we go to Cleric Beast. Yeah. It's getting all these peach lamps for the guide that's throwing me off. So we have the eye of the Blooddrake Hunter, and this allows us, you would, in the best route, you would pick up the hunter set here, and then you would go ahead and equip it like this, like as she's picking you up. And then start spamming options to skip this cutscene as fast as possible. But yeah, this would happen normally right after Ebrietas. We'd come here, we'd get this lamp, we'd immediately mark back to the dream, or warp back to the dream, and now we have 63 insight, which is perfect. So here we would have gone now, and then we'd go Sentry Yharnam, kill Cleric, we'd get the 4,000 echoes, and then we'd come back to the dream. We'd go here, we'd buy 3 of these, we'd buy the rock, and then we'd level up to a +10, so the final time we're leveling up our weapon, we're gonna have the best gems, and we go back. So, if you picked up extra Madman's Knowledge, or whatever, you could have popped those, like, on the elevator before Debbie, and then bought extra paper, or elixirs, or even pellets, whatever you want. Now we have Ludwig coming up, so go ahead and get your elixirs ready. This is another part you don't want to really stamina manage at all. Just, it's one of those like consistency things, like get used to running the same exact line without doing any stamina management past these dogs and mobs. Once you get about right here though, get your stamina up to about half and then run up. You just want to get to the point where you can trigger that boulder as fast as possible. After that, you can just kind of mess around for a bit. Just do whatever, waiting for these guys. Okay. I run to his left as fast as possible and run like perfectly straight. And we're going to get the eye pendant, and this will allow us to access the elevator and then also get the skull for later. This is another thing where you can just kind of like not stamina manage just to get that speed. And up here you can do a quit out, which I think is kind of scary at times depending on the positioning of the mobs. But most of the time you'll be okay. I've only died once to it in the past like 20 tries. Just sprint right past that guy. There's some vials here, like 6. Yep, you can pick those up if you want. The guns here, you can do a few different things. I'm gonna try the best route if I can. Nope, I can't. I wasn't there fast enough. I didn't want to risk it. Yeah, just kind of do what I just did there. Now here, get your stamina up just a little bit. Pull up your quit out menu. Hug this left side. Get up right next to this guy. And then quit out. I think you want to be on the right of him. Like his left side. Normally. I'm trying to... I'm actually going to see if this fucks me up at all going to the left though, like this. And then there's going to be 2 mobs that you not... There's going to be 4 mobs here, but you want to knock out the first 2. And then just like... So like knock these guys out. Okay. See, like the positioning was weird there. I think it's because of where I quit out though. Pop your elixir on that slide down. So you're like moving while you're doing the animation. I like to get my stamina up a little bit right here. Slip past this guy. You can kind of like tell when he's gonna start spitting at you. If he decides to spit at you, just kind of juke to the left or the right to avoid that. Get your stamina up here. Because when you're on the ladder, well, anytime you get, when you're on the ladder and you get hit, you lose stamina. So if you start climbing that ladder at like 20% stamina and you get shot, you're gonna fall off. And kind of hug that right side to not get stunned there. If you want to be safe, you can heal before this guy. We're gonna go ahead and get this lamp though. If you're sprinting the whole way, you shouldn't get hit by him. Let's go ahead and get this lamp, and I'm gonna make a save file for Ludwig. We have a fire paper for the best strat. So if you have 44 strength, 25 skill, your weapon's maxed out, these gems, and use pellet and fire paper, you can do this strat. I'm gonna show the other one too though. You can do it without bolt paper. Here's some more vials here. If you want 5 more, you can go right down there. There's a little red dude there by the fence. You can see him. You can kill him for 5. So yeah, let's do a save file here. Boom. What's up, Juke? And wait, what? There we go. Okay. Also, something quick is if you're already in this part of the PlayStation menu and you're coming out of Bloodborne, you can, like, while you're in Bloodborne, you can double tap real fast your PlayStation button and it'll take you straight out and close the application, or prompt you to. Okay, so yeah, Ludwig save file. I'll do the old strat first, if I can remember how. What is the old strat? You would use just a pellet. I don't know, it's just, with these stats, it's not going to work quite right because you want to do a visceral, and the visceral is a lot less with less skill, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll try it. And then I'll show the good strat, which utilizes the fire paper in the middle of the fight. Like you pop it when you're out of stamina, and then while your stamina is building, it's like one of those free windows. You actually have time between stamina bars to like pop cold bloods and papers and all sorts of crazy stuff if they're quick bar, or if they're on your quick menu or whatever. Alright, so you want to aggro this fight without popping anything with the strat. So you go in like this, skip the cutscene, automatically pop this, I lock on, dash, L1, L1, go in for the leg stagger. I wonder if I'm gonna get the head stagger here. L1, and then you can just kind of, yeah, whatever. Then get to him as fast as possible. 1, 2, 3. This is a horrible fight already, by the way. And just kill him. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the good strat. I don't really like with these stats. It's awkward to do that. I didn't do it right at all. Okay, so with Micolash and Ludwig, you transition the boss after you pass 51%, I guess, of their health. So ideally, what the essence of the strat is to pass that threshold, put them into phase 2, and do as much damage as you can. Used to, it was that so you get a stagger with 1 hit or 2 hits even, whatever. But now it's to the point where you don't even get a stagger anymore. You put him so low that he just does his charge attack, and you can just knock him out pretty fast with like, I don't know, 6 hits or something. All right, so we're gonna trick our weapon. I have my fire paper right in the position after my pellet here, which is kind of important. So go ahead and pop this. Dash. Oh my god, I knew that was gonna happen when I'm trying to show it. Nobody saw that. Do, how's your day? Do. I dodged a little early, I think. Oh, I remember one time I tried to do a Amelia. I was like, I was doing like an any percent guide, and like I got to Amelia and I messed Amelia up trying to talk about her. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, Ludwig's kind of precise. If you want, you can actually roll this fight too instead of the dash for the opener. It's probably a little bit safer. I don't know the exact timing on it though. So yeah, anyway, nobody saw any of that. The stagger. Yeah, I missed it. I heckin' missed it. Yeah, let's try that again. I got kind of pushed around to the wrong spot. That's why we have a save file though. But basically, like, okay, so you do the opener, the L1, you get the stagger, you hit his head 3 times after you built up your stamina to like, I don't know, 80-ish%. And as you've staggered him, you want to pop your fire paper and then go to his back right leg, and then you do R1, L1, and then immediately queue up a charged R2. And it's kind of like Paarl. It's like you wanna basically do the hardest attack you can do with a counter hit while he's getting away from you. Oh, excuse me. So let's do this. Get our fire paper ready. Get your stamina up a bit. Fire paper. R1, L1, charged R2. That wasn't right. That wasn't it. I don't think it was the full counter hit that I wanted. I think it's gonna take 4 hits now. Yeah, I missed out on a little bit of damage there. That's pretty much it though. I just mistimed a little bit. Let's try it again though. But if you've bought like extra bolt papers, or if you don't have a fire paper for this guy, you can either go without it or you can use one of the extra bolt papers. Like, I think I'm pretty sure fire is the best. But not necessary. It's just gonna save you a little bit of like maybe a hit or something. Just kind of nice. This is a fight that's perfectly consistent outside. Like if you're doing a lesser strat, then his phase 2 is a little bit of RNG, but everything else is perfectly consistent though. So we'll do this. Charged R2. There we go. Okay, now it should only take like 6 hits or something. So you can do like a running R1. Try and get 3 hits off there, and I think we can... No, it's still gonna take 4. Crap. Either way though, if it takes an extra hit there, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up here once, just to try and help myself in getting one shot. If you kind of run just between these guys and then whip left like that, And if you don't stop running, you should be fine there. I get my stamina up to about full at the top of these stairs. I run perfectly straight towards Amelia. And then I whip right. You trigger the elevator. Dash backwards to trigger the elevator for later. Get this lamp. If you want to, there's some extra elixirs here. Like if you weren't able to afford any when you bought the rock and the pellets, you can pick those two up, which are really nice. Then we run up here. I'm going to show you the best way to do this, or the most optimal way, I guess. So if I didn't pick up those elixirs and I didn't stamina manage, then you would pull up the quit out menu, quit out about right there. It'd reset those mobs and gives you plenty of time to sort of sneak past. The heck am I doing up already? It's like 10 a.m. Marchie. Yeah, I don't know if I answered you, Juke, but yeah, I'm gonna try and upload this to YouTube's and just kind of run just to the right and get to the ladder as fast as possible after you go to the right there. It's pretty much the safest. This part is, you just, for me, I just kind of run past and hope for the best with that guy. If you bought the extra elixir, you can, or you picked up extra elixirs or bought extra, you can use one right here, which is really convenient. But let these guys run up a little bit. Okay, we can just sneak past them. You can shoot this guy. Depending on how far up those mobs are on the stairs, you can just run straight through it without even having to shoot, though. That's exactly what I expected to happen. That's why I love the elixir there so much. That delayed attacks are like my worst enemy in this game. I can't stand that attack, and since your health is so low, it one-shots you. So yeah. Anyway, so let's try all of that again real fast. Oh, I'll show the elixir version. Let's do the elixir real quick. So get about right here, elixir, and you can go left if you want to. It's pretty scary, as you can see, that part, but it's really comfy for this part. If you go too far to the left there, you'll trigger dialogue, so kind of hug the right side like I did and like trigger or get on the ladder from the far right to avoid the dialogue skips. There's 6 files here if you want them, or 5, sorry. And if we pop an elixir here, watch how much better this is. It's so smooth. And then we go up to this guy and we just say fuck you, and he still attacks us. That's so much easier though. Hey Blade. There's a kind of a little mini rat skip here, you could call it. I'm gonna try it, see if I can get it. Yep, okay, so watch the rat. He kind of bugs out here. Look at him. Look at him being all stupid. It's basically like interacting with that lever in midair for some reason bugs him out. Oh shit, no. I didn't mean to roll again. Oh crap. As far as I know, I found it. I tried to go for it one day and I noticed, like, I tried to jump and grab onto the lever in midair just for fun, and then I realized that it was glitching the rat out, and I was like, hey, because normally you pull the lever and then sometimes the rat can attack you at the perfect frame and just like knock the shit out of you. But if you lock him out like that, it's really nice. Okay, so since we quit out before the animation was done for this, I had to, yeah, I didn't mean to roll off like I did. Just fall off like right here. You can dash backwards like that. Heal up once, roll off, lock onto this mob, try and dash like that, run off here. Okay, go ahead and heal up, probably go ahead and heal up twice, and we'll go ahead and quit out. Make a save file. Oh wait, hold on. Make sure it's, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so failures is usually pretty easy. That being said, you can lose 10, 15 seconds in this fight. Just like that, just because of if they decide to spam if they decide to spam their big arcane balls, it's just a shit show because you constantly have to avoid them and you're losing out on uptime. Because you basically want to, you kill the first one. If he's too much of a hassle, you can just ignore him and go to the right one. But you basically want to farm the front right failure for this fight. And you want to kill him so fast that the ones in the back don't even spawn. So we're going to open up ideally with a gunshot. We dash in and do 3 L1s. We get our beast meter up. We kill the first one. We go over to the right one, start whacking him. Hope to God that he doesn't start spamming attacks and then the other one spawns and starts spamming arcane balls. It can get pretty hairy. If all goes, it's like One Reborn. If all goes well, it's amazingly easy. If shit hits the fan though, it's just like you just want to kill yourself.
I have failed.
Yeah, if he doesn't attack in his opener, then just ignore him and go to the other one. All right, so we're gonna open the gate. You don't have to heal to full. You can actually use this as an opportunity to like be efficient. Yeah, he was kind of awkward there. But like while your stamina is at 0, this is like kind of like the Shadows fight. You can, if your health isn't full and your stamina is at 0, you can use that time to heal for free. And this is where it can get hairy. If he decides to spam me here, that dude across the way, watch him. So we're gonna try and bait it to this direction. It's still gonna hit me. Should be like a... Okay, so there's a thing in this game where if your meter is built up, if your pellet's still going and you have meter, when you quit out and you come back in, you can pop another pellet, but your meter will still be where you left off. So we basically have close, by the time we get to Maria, I think we're gonna have like, I don't know, 70% of our meter or something. I can't remember exactly. But you just kind of exploit the game and give yourself a lot of extra damage for Maria. Look at my damage right now, 765. So go up to her and hit X to trigger it as fast as possible. Skip her cutscene, immediately pop your pellet. Now here we think we want to do about 8 attacks, so R1, okay, she's being awkward. L1, okay, this is cool. Alright, one more hit and she should transition. So do 5 R1s, 2, 3, 4, 5, get back a little bit, R1, R1. 1, 2, 3, 4. I couldn't finish her. Crap. All right, let's try that again. So basically, I think it's 8 hits with these stats, roughly. She was really awkward there. So you do R1, L1, L1. Wait, R1, L1, L1. Wait, R1, R1. Kind of space those out, and that last R1 you did should push her into transition, and then when you want a full stamina bar before she does that, so you can get 5 R1s off, you back up a little bit, she explodes, you go in and do R1, R1, you might miss that second R1, it's not a huge deal though, and then you should be able to finish her off while she's transitioning into phase 3. But yeah, that sometimes her openers are really weird to deal with. Let's go ahead and do failures into Maria again though. So this is why you have that extra bolt paper. So you pop that. You should give us a good opener this time. Nope. Yeah, ideally you'd want like a gun opener with, excuse me, a bunch of L1 attacks. But he's just being awkward today. I don't think I've ever seen him stand up like that and immediately summon the... Also, if your stamina's really low, you can like do that, jump, and then quit out. It'll give you more distance, and then it gives you the time to do the quit out. But if the fight goes on a little bit longer and you see your bolt paper drop off your weapon, know that your pellet's about to expire, so you want to just quit out immediately just to save it for Maria. You're gonna lose a lot of damage if that falls off. You quit out here because you want to save your meter. Like, look how high it is. You can exploit the game and keep your beast meter going, but it also resets your pellet too. So you keep the meter where it is, and your pellet replenishes the ability to build it back up. If you didn't hit your pellet here, your meter would constantly deplete, but you'd still have the extra damage. Okay, so we dash and we R1, L1, L1. Okay, dash. That's why we saved the stamina for that dash there. That's 6 hits, and we do R1 and one more. Oh wait. Okay, that was a little more damage than I realized. My bad. I guess it's just one R1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that was actually kind of perfect. Maria, I would. If you have a BL4 character, Maria is one of those fights I would say, I guess I would get good at her in case shit hits the fan, because if she gets away from you and you mess up the strat or something, you want to know how to punish her, because she has one of the most bullshit phase 3s I've ever seen. Like, her hitboxes and the lingering damage is just crazy. So I would recommend doing a BL4 character and practice Maria on BL4 without any buffs or anything, just to get really good at her, just as kind of a backup. Actually, probably most of the DLC bosses I would do that with. But yeah, so yeah, you do 7 or 8 hits depending. She transitions, you get 5 hits in while she's transitioning. Did we get a? No, we didn't get the lamp. No, we're not gonna get the lamp. And then you try and get 1 or 2 R1s in before she backs up, and then you should be able to finish her off with like 5 attacks. Sometimes it could get a little awkward, and instead of the 5th R1 you do like an L1. It should clip her. Yeah, just Maria's I've seen a lot of good runs die there. She's just bullshit. And if runs don't die there, people lose a lot of time later, and it's kind of out of their control. Alright, I'm gonna make a save file here so I can show the skip off. I'll quit out a little bit higher than normal just to show like the running. Alright, save file. Alright, so there's 2 versions of this skip here. The one we're doing is going to be the quit out version. There's also a no quit version if you decide to do that category, and it's arguably easier. I don't think it is though. This skip looks pretty scary. You don't have a very big window to quit out. If you quit out too early, it's not that bad because you come back up top and you just try it again. If you quit out too late, your run's dead. So just practice a lot if you're gonna run this game, a whole lot. Like, I'd say like 80%, 85, and probably even 90% practice, and then runs the rest of the time. Like, practice, you can't practice too much, I promise you. Just keep practicing until you're completely confident. I usually don't mess this skip up. I'd say I'm like pretty damn consistent with it, but it still can happen. So essentially there's like 3 different cues you can look for. You can listen to your character hit the bottom. You can sort of watch the screen. It's hard to explain. Like, it kind of stops. It's like your character gets disconnected from the traditional feel, and it triggers that death cam. Like, right when it triggers, you want to quit out. But we want to run off about here. Just like a full sprint off into the rocks, and then as you're running off, pull up your quit out menu and then quit out. It might have been a little bit early, but just listen for your character to sort of thud down, and just like right after you hear that quit out, or like you can kind of look at the screen. I don't know how to explain it. It just kind of, part of the screen stops moving and it like separates from your character in this weird way with the death cam. So you land here, you don't want to go too far out because you'll die, and I don't think you can go too far in either. So just kind of run over here. You can kind of run up these rocks. If you can't get the run up there, you can roll up them. The peach setup here, I get about midway up this rock, and look at my hat. There's a spot, if you can see where my hat is. Crap. Okay, there's a spot. There's a line on the rock there, right above my hat. You can see it. I kind of run full sprint into that line, but just a little bit to the left, like so. Okay. And then if you're just starting this run, you might want to get this shortcut. The cool thing about Orphan is if you die to him while you're waiting for this elevator too, if you decide to get this shortcut, you don't have to. You can pick up that Madman or the Great One's Wisdom for free, and then you can pop it on the elevator for free if you want. I mean, if you plan on purchasing more stuff, you're probably not going to need it though in a good run. Yeah, here's the shortcut, and I don't think I got the lamp. Yeah, I didn't even light the lamp, but you'd have to go light the lamp too if you want that. Yeah, there you go. There's a shortcut. Let's heal up to full. And you can see in our quick bar, we only have a pellet on it, which is what we want, because there is a strat on Orphan. Once he gets about below 60% health, you can bait his jump attack with a butt scratch. You can also do it with a vial if you want. Just any item. You can pop a vial, you can pop nothing, you can pop a paper, whatever. And yeah, if he's below about 60% health, it's pretty much, yeah, he's pretty much going to do a jump attack. But once he gets below the threshold of maybe going to phase 2, there's a possibility he can just transition instead. So yeah, this fight is just, this is another one I'd highly recommend doing on a low level character. I can't punish everything he does. I can punish a lot of it in phase 1. If he hits phase 2, it's insanely hard for me. Just a really well designed boss in terms of difficulty. Yeah, so we're just gonna try and backstab punish everything we can. Some attacks I'm just probably gonna sit there and stare at him and wait, and others I'm gonna go in and you want to double backstab basically. So we go in. You probably want to actually cheese this boss. I should have picked up the knives so I could show the cheese. I'm gonna run around him, do another R2 right after. It builds up meter, and it does a lot of damage. He should jump us now. I actually like that I got hit there. Go in like this, go around him, backstab again, and now he's at threshold where he can transition. Yep, of course. Wait for his head to drop. Backstab, backstab. One more. Then visceral, and he's gonna have a little bit of health left probably. See if we can dash in and finish him. Okay. And then quickly equip your Hunter's Mark and mark out, and make sure you get the echoes. If you mark out before the echoes, then I think the run's invalid. But pretty much when you see prey slaughtered, you should be good to go ahead and mark out. Yeah, Orphan is just, my fucking god. What a shit show he can be. I don't know. He's a boss like, almost like Gascoigne. I feel like I could spend an eternity talking about him. This is how I do this, and I got a stored roll, of course. There's a lot of different ways people handle this pickup here. Some people roll on top of the statue. The biggest thing is just not to get a stored roll. I guess I'll show real quick where you want the elevator lined up roughly. Yeah, let's push it back down real fast. I'll show you. I just did all that out of habit really quickly. Alright, so yeah, you have your hunter mark ready, because you're gonna mark out of Orphan. Like, equip it, mark it out of Orphan, and then you'll have it for this section too. Alright, so I'm gonna point with the top of my hat here. Okay, so you see down there, there's like sort of the two looking windows on top of my hat, like right on the side, the right and left of them. Like just behind my hat now, you see those like two window looking sections? When the elevator gets roughly about halfway up that part, when you're doing it the way I am, that's when you want to drop. You can do it a little bit later than that, it's fine. Some people roll off. Do you see that statue down there on the elevator? The one on the far side that faces the same direction I am? You can also roll on top of that, like right here. But let's actually try the version I do again. So I'm gonna get it right on the ledge here. Wait and get about halfway up that. You can just roll backwards if you want, or you can dash backwards, and I keep getting a stored roll. I don't know what I can do about that. Pick up the thing, come over here and mark out. I get more stored rolls, I swear to God, than anybody. I just can't spam it fast enough. I'm too old. But I'll try the statue version. I haven't done that one in a while. That's probably a lot safer. Anyway, so I think you like pull the elevator up and you get about right here. See where the statue is in front of me? That's where you want to hit. So get about maybe here even, lined up with it, and then roll. So we're gonna do the same thing though. We're gonna let this elevator get all the way down. Get the elevator in about the same spot. Wait for it. And let's see if we can get this. Roll twice, roll again. Same thing, boom. Pick it up, mark out, there you go. If you mess that up, you lose like, God, I think you lose like 40 seconds if you mess this up though. I have to do it again. It's retarded. But yeah, so get that, and then we're gonna go back to the dream. We're gonna spend all of our insight. You need at least one elixir, ideally. You have so much insight here, there's no point in not buying an elixir, but your biggest thing here is you have to get pellets. Those pellets are crucial for every boss fight. So when you purchase these, you can R2 and then hit down one, and that'll prevent you from having to see the pop-up like that. And then you can buy one elixir for Hemwick, and then you can go to pet. Watch what happens when I buy these papers, since I'm getting too many to hold. You get that pop-up right there. So that's why when you buy the pellets, you do R2 down X, and then you don't have to see this pop-up. Just like a little bit of a time save. Alright, so we go straight, just spam X on this gravestone for the top one for the Hunter's Nightmare. And we're gonna go to Laurence. I don't really know the old strat anymore. I'm just gonna do the best strat. Try and talk through it. Alright, so go ahead and get your paper and pellet equipped. I'm gonna do a save file. Yeah, I'll do a save file for sure. We'll do him a few times. He's a bit crazy. Another boss I would highly recommend doing on BL4, because it's very easy to mess up a strat on this guy, and if you do, he's really tanky and hits like a fucking truck. Yeah, just like do the DLC on BL4 like several times. Okay, when you get up to this door, there's plenty of time to pop a paper right here without wasting any time, and then you would wait till the boss fight to actually hit the pellet. So let's make a save file real fast. Do this. Yeah, I should have shown off the orphan cheese though. There's some good videos out there for orphan cheese already though, if you want to look it up. That's probably the best way to handle orphan up until you get like a maybe like a 10, I don't know, 109, 110ish. I don't know, the run's so low now, it's hard to say. That's like, I would say skip sewer skip for a while, probably to like, I don't know, 112 maybe, just whatever. And then don't do regular orphan until like lower than that. He's really fucking hard. I mean, most of the time you're not going to have that much trouble if you know how to fight him and you're getting the baits. But every once in a while though, he can still transition early, and then all of a sudden you're stuck fighting his phase 2 for a bit, and you can lose so much time there. Because it's hard to punish his phase 2 attacks. Sometimes you just have to sit there and watch him while he just flails around. You can't even touch him. Okay, so let's see. The strat here is, so you have your bolt paper already popped. You go into the load screen, and you sprint towards him. You get to his left leg, and you're popping your pellet as you touch his leg, essentially. And then you're like slowly moving up, okay? Wait just a split. Well, actually, no. With this strat, you don't even wait anymore. So you pop your pellet and you just go straight into the attack. So you pop your pellet, R1, L1. Build up your stamina to full, and then R1, 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 L1, L1, and that last L1's going to get a counter hit on him as he's backing up. You go up, you just walk up to him, don't sprint. Walk up to him again on his right leg and do R1, 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 L1, L1. Get another counter hit. Do like one quick R1 on his back leg, and then go up and smack his arm when he's slamming down to stagger. And then do, I believe, 3 R1s, and then wrap around, wait for him to explode, stagger his right arm, smack his head for a stagger, and then you can like finish him off with a few attacks. That's what we're going for here. So let's try it. So you already have your bolt paper popped. They're gonna hold sprint the whole time, trigger the cutscene, get up to his leg, pop the pellet, immediately do R1, L1, build up your stamina to full. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just walk up to him, don't sprint. Full stamina, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get one R1 on his leg real fast if you can. Go up and try and stagger his arm. 2, 3. That part I just did is like really hard because you don't want to get the head stagger yet. Do a few R1s here. You see how we got the arm stagger into the head stagger? Boom, boom. You can probably just finish him off with 3 R1s there. And since I made a save file, I might as well do it again. This is a strat that's perfectly consistent if you do this or the older strats. But it's like Amelia. If you can get it perfectly consistent, you need to practice it up until that point, you know? You don't want to have to be stressing out about any bosses. You don't have to. You need to have all your brain power to be able to focus on like Gehrman and fucking Shadows and Gascoigne and all the shitfest fights, you know? Anything you can get consistent, fucking do it. To save yourself some headache. But these stats are really, really good for him. So I already have your paper pops. We'll try it again. Okay, so let's try and talk through it. So we get up to his knee. Pellets. R1, L1, full stamina. R1, 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 L1, L1 with the counter hit. You can see we got like 5,500 damage. It's insane. 2, 3. That's not in one hit. That's the full combo, obviously, but still, it's a lot of damage. I kind of get to his side more there for those attacks, just to avoid his head. And this guy, kind of like Amelia, is really easy to get viscerals on, which is a bad thing with these stats. It's just gonna waste a lot of time, and you're not gonna hit very hard compared to like when we used to get like 30 something skill. Yeah, so you just want to try and avoid that. And then right after he's dead, we're gonna go. We're not gonna have all these lamps normally. Like usually, you could just like hit up a few times and you'd get to Grand Cathedral. So we have pretty low insight, which is good at this point. Running through him like with like 15 plus insight is a bit of a headache because you have extra mobs. So yeah, run through here. Hope you don't get shit on by the dogs. And this is like without a doubt the worst part of the run to me. It's just so fucking boring. Just running, which is a free fight. You can't, yes, you can die in them. Don't underestimate the mobs in the arena with you. Like they can easily kill you, but if they're too much of an issue, just kill them. But the perfect fight, Just you're gonna R1 5 times on each witch, and then you just quit out on a barrel. And then Logarius is, he's usually okay, but I've seen plenty of people die to him. Like really good runners. He just, if he doesn't kill him sometimes, he just ruins their run because he loses like a crap ton of time. He's just awkward. You can take several lines here. I don't know which one's the best, honestly. I mean, yes, you want to just beeline to everything, but sometimes you gotta weave through stuff so it gets weird. Do a little bit of stamina management here. Like I let it go up just a touch. That was actually too much. Remember, do not quit out on animations, like door animations and stuff. You cannot quit out. So if you're scared of these dogs, you just gotta deal with it. If you do absolutely have to quit out, you gotta do it before you interact with it. Here you can pretty much just hold down circle. It's kind of scary once you get up to the giant up here, but, or the executioner dude. But you should be okay. Let's test it. And again, you can take other lines if you want to here. Somebody still needs to find a Yharnam Skip. Yeah, you can just hold it the whole way. Be careful though, you don't want to run out of stamina at this bridge because the mob can knock you off really easily. It's like a trap set there, obviously. Then just keep on running, go to sleep, whatever you gotta do. I kind of go to the left a little bit extra on that dog. It's pretty easy to get hit there. And if you're not careful and you have low stamina and you get hit at the same time, they knock you off the ladder and then they butt fuck you. So be careful there. Pop your elixir about here. Pretty much when you run out of stamina, get your pellets ready. Also something to note is you cannot pop a pellet whenever you have an elixir active. Lock onto a dog, dash here. That's why you pop elixirs at specific times, just so your elixirs run out before you need to pop your pellet. If you get hit like I just did, I would recommend very strongly going ahead and healing, because this is kind of a beginner zone, but the mobs hit unreasonably hard to me. Like even with a good set of gear on and a little bit extra bit. And about right here, pop your pellet to aggro the fight. Lock on 5 R1s. And this could be a little scary actually with these guys positioning. 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see if I can do this. Alright, cool. So you want to get on that barrel, and then right when you see the echoes pop up, quit out. You don't have to do this. I think it's like a 2-second time save, but to me the biggest thing is not so much the time save, but just quitting out in general here is really nice because it resets the position of the mobs. So like if you went through and you aggroed like 4 dogs, when you run back through, they're all just gonna be chilling on the pathway ready to fuck you. So this quit out's really cool. Just puts them all in their place. Hey, I seen. You can do a little stamina management if you want, running in front of this guy. I think I've gotten hit by him maybe once with the quit out, but he's usually not an issue. I would say stop sprinting right before this cutscene, spam options, and you can flip your character around really fast. And then you have another cutscene right after here. I go ahead and hold circle down, start spamming options so I can start running immediately. There's a couple spots in this area where you can just do whatever for a second, so I just like build my stamina back up. Probably early on, go ahead and get this lamp. Normally we wouldn't. Yeah, I'd say early on even get the shortcut for this boss, because I'm not gonna say any names, but there are definitely people out there who have runs that they've died to this guy and lost like 3 minutes to, and the run back is pretty much that. It's like 2:45 or something ridiculous, maybe longer. Marchy, cough cough. But I'm pretty sure all of us have died to this boss in one PB or another. Another section where you don't want to stamina manage at all. That's pretty much the going trend. Like, don't stamina manage unless you're at particular parts where you want to. just to save a little extra time. But yeah, you're free to just like take the straight line this whole way. Don't even let go of circle. You should be fine. This guy, I like to go a little bit further left than some people do. Like I kind of bait him like this and then just hug the left wall. I just don't like getting hit by him. It's annoying. If you want the shortcut though, it's coming up on the left side. You can, it takes all of like, let's say 6 seconds to grab this seat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom, easy. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way over here. This is like the normal line you would want to take usually, or you could go down the middle, either way. If you get hit by the guy with the dart, the blowgun, it's not that big of a deal anyway. It's just a very short, or very little amount of damage. And if you do take hits early on, right here you have plenty of time to heal up through it. Like say I was at like a quarter health right now, I'd want to heal up like twice. And so while you're waiting for this bookshelf to move, you can heal up for free. So we want to walk here and get up to the ladder as fast as possible when it stops. If you walk, you don't have to worry about aggroing those crazy ladies. We don't have paper for this boss, which is fine. Our damage is so good that it doesn't matter. I'm actually gonna wait to heal until I do the drop, so that way I'm not... It's like... I guess it ultimately doesn't matter because I have so many vials anyway. I just want to top myself off and I want to be efficient about it. It's like you take a little fall damage here and I'm just gonna heal. That's just a cold blood there, don't get that. There's no point at this part of the run because you have 3 bosses left. Alright, so yeah, with these stats, we're gonna knock the shit out of this guy. So we're gonna go up here. I'm gonna go ahead and make a save file for the sake of like I said, like a lot of things can happen on this guy. Normally people shit on him, but he can definitely kill you or waste like 20 seconds just like that. When is any percent guide? I don't know how to do any percent. That runs too hard. Pepe hands. Oh. Gotta stretch. I need a Marchy guide on heckin' Hut Skip so I can get good. Oh yeah, and I need to remember to go over save files after this as well. Zoot. Hey D, what's up? Alright, so here you want to do R1, L1, R1, L1, R1, L1, 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 L1. That's like the openers. So yeah, we'll get up to him. I usually just lock on, so R1, L1, trick my weapon back. R1, L1, he backs up, trick your weapon back, and then for this third rotation you want to R1, L1. That'll trigger his phase transition. And then get like 1 or 2 R1s in. Get enough stamina to do like pretty much the left side of the item box, like just past it is where you want to get your stamina, like right about there. Well, that's a little much actually. It'll be enough to do a backstab into a second backstab, which does a fuck ton of damage with these stats. But yeah, let's try this. So have your pellet popped, and then I think the cutscene's about right here. Yeah. Get a little speed boost. Go ahead and lock onto him. Do R1, L1 once he moves. He's gonna back up. Actually, he's gonna do that attack. Crap. You can kind of get a feel for when he's gonna do that cheap explosion. And you should transition here. All right, now watch how much damage we do here. Get up to around half stamina, and then watch that damage. It's ridiculous. This lamp spawns, if you want a marker for it, like it's like the 4-way path here. It's like right in the middle of all these. You can see if you need a marker to get to the lamp. Yeah, so R1, L1, R1, L1, R1, 3 L1s. He'll transition normally. You can do like 1 or 2 R1s if you want, and then just do a double backstab with these stats. Gehrman Moon. This is a shit show, mostly for Gehrman. This is one I would highly recommend BL4 as well, specifically Gehrman. Moon Presence is kind of weak. You can kind of bully her down. You pretty much just want to punish a lot of his attacks with parries. So like, he's doing that, we're gonna parry, then dash in L1, L1, back up a little bit. Dash in L1, L1. He's transitioning, R1, L1. I'm trying to be a little peachy here. Parry the third attack on that one if you want. And just keep spamming L1 when he's this low on health. Time out the backstab and do another backstab. You can visceral if you want, but with these stats, with those stats, you kind of, with all that strength, you don't really want to do viscerals for the most part. I don't know. This like Shadows, Gehrman, Gascoigne, like you just have to fight him a lot, really. Moon's almost not worth talking about. Like there are optimal strats for her. For sure. Like Ivan has a good guide on it. Like a bunch of openers for her. But you can see also it's a bit of a shit show when you aren't focusing. Yeah, I'll practice all three of these bosses again real fast just to show it. I think I'm at, yeah, I have Logarius right now. But so like, yeah, I would just watch Ivan's video on some of the openers. So ideally you want to have full meter from the Gehrman fight and going into the Moon Presence, and then you can stagger her arms like that, her right and left arm, and then stagger her face, and then I guess this is one of the few times the visceral is actually worth it with these stats. But like, I don't know, for the longest time I didn't even know how to fight Moon Presence. I still don't really know how to fight her that well. You just kind of bully her. Yeah, there's some good guides out there on Orphan Cheese, Moon Presence fight. And basically you want to be able to kill Gehrman and Moon Presence in under a minute, so you still have L running. Alright, this looks like the ideal fight. This is going to be perfect. Yeah, this is exactly what we wanted. I'm going to have one little bit of damage left. It's fine. If you're able to, I don't know if you can safely do an R1 before those two backstabs. If you can do it, I'm not sure though. But that's pretty much the exact fight you want with these stats. Yeah, so before Gehrman, pop your paper. Shoot him for the aggro. Like if you look as high as you can, pretty much, once you get up here, like so you can pop your paper like this. You put your camera as high as you can like shoot him perfectly like that. It limits your range for some reason. So you just kind of have to look for visual cues for when to parry this guy. Just I like seriously practice these bosses. Like these shit show bosses on BL4. So in case it hits the fan, you can recover. I don't want to talk about that. I thought my L1 was going to kill him there. It's alright though. Paper doesn't save that. It might actually. Let's test that, Blade. I don't know these days who does or doesn't use paper on Logarius. That would be nice. You have it. I mean, you buy 15 papers before Laurence. So yeah. Just like Laurence, use it for free. Let's try that then. let him move once here, and then I R1L1. It seems to go a lot smoother. And then the first L1 here does a transition. Let's see if this actually kills him. Nah, he still lives through it with the paper. Good to know, though. But yeah, that fight, if he's awkward enough, like he can kind of skip his phase transition, which is really important to get the phase transition so you can punish him with the backstabs. But if you do like too much damage because he's being awkward, there's a good chance he's gonna skip it. Alright, let's not get wrecked by this guy. Motherfucker. I shouldn't have healed. This really is one of the scariest fights in the game with base vit. I mean, I have 12 vit for this run. But yeah, this is probably one of the few bosses you really want extra health for if you can get it. If you're going for a really good time, you can't afford it though, really. But fortunately, if you die to this guy, the run back's really nice. I didn't want to visceral that. Oops. You have to wait on that backstab. If you do it too early, he has hyper poise, so it doesn't affect him. Oh my god. Okay. Let's just try again. I've already killed them all. It's just a hard fight sometimes. Please no bully. Well, that's pretty much everything though. I mean, I didn't cover a few different variations of strats on some bosses. Like I didn't do YOLO ROM. I didn't show Orphan Cheese, which you're gonna want to do early. And I didn't show alternate strats for like Laurence. But if you're going for these stats, you pretty much want to go for the strats that I was showing. Alright, he's gonna do a good opener. The lock on. Getting a lot of Logarius practice in, that's for sure. You can kind of see, you see how he did that attack there? You can kind of tell he's going to do the cheap attack after. Asshole. We have time to do an R1 here for sure. Backstab, backstab. Easy. Okay, I'm determined to get like the perfect Gehrman fight now. Just cause. So I wonder if I'm supposed to do my RE7 match today. Oh, I haven't heard back, never mind. Yasi mentioned doing it today. She's gonna kick my ass. My cry. Alright, let's try this for the 4th time. So paper, aim up high, shoot. You don't have to do that, you can just go smack him if you want to. See how like the first 2 attacks you want to do like R1 L1 and get out of there, sort of rinse and repeat. Wait for him to kind of finish that yell. And then as he's dying, like keep attacking him. You want to build your meter up for this next fight. You can go ahead and take your weapon off, put it back on, quickly reapply bolt paper. Now let's see if we can actually get a good opener here. Nope. I fucked that up. Pellet right now because I'm too slow. Yeah, there's like I've seen like a million different Moon Presence fights. There's just so much that can happen. But yeah, again, highly recommend watching Ivan's strat video on that. He covers like a few of the openers with good punishes. And it heavily relies upon how well your Gehrman fight goes though. Like if your Gehrman fight's really fast, and you have full meter and your pellet's able to last another like, I don't know, 15 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, whatever it is. And you should have enough time to finish her off. But yeah, that's the guide video.
Oh, good hunter.
Easy peasy. What is this meme? When all your friends are talking about their jobs they applied for online, you just finish the survey to find out what type of bread you are. What? Thanks, Blade. You caught the end of it? Yeah. You would. You hecker. Oh yeah, save files. Okay. Let's do save files real fast. Okay, so you're gonna need a USB stick or a flash drive, whatever you want to call it, first of all. Whenever you quit out of the game, it saves your current progress. So like, you can't, but once you load that save file, you can't just keep loading it at the same spot, you know? So we quit out here, for instance, and then we want to close application. And you want to go into settings, have your USB drive already in it, go to application save data manager. This can get a little confusing. You can totally ruin your main character in different things. You gotta be careful. So if we're making a save file to put on our PC for later, you would want to go here. Okay, you want to copy it to the USB storage device. Go to Bloodborne, copy. Yes. Okay, and this one takes a little bit longer. Copying it from your USB to your PlayStation is pretty fast. No problem, Lily. I'm glad it was interesting. I don't know. There's still so much to cover. It's just, my God, it's a crazy game to run. All right, and so once this is fully copied. I have one that has a light that flashes, so it can tell me when it's still doing its thing. And then pull it out of your PlayStation, put it in your PC, your laptop, whatever. All right, and now I'm going to swap over to desktop mode real fast. And so we have our save files right here. I have a bunch of them. I have like all these here. Like every single file has something in it. Have BL4, you know, a shit ton of them. You can do obviously as many as you want. So we'll go here, for example, and like say we want to title this one guide. Okay, go into the folder, and then you want to pull up your path for where your USB drive is. So we'll go see here and drill down PS4, save data, whatever the fuck that is, and then the CUSA 00900 is the Bloodborne one. If you do like a DS3 one, it's going to be CUSA some other number, for instance, but it's always going to be the same for Bloodborne. So you want these two files right here. So copy this, and then throw these over into your new folder. Just copy. Don't move them. Just copy. That's probably the best. Yeah. So that way you can still use it. And then close that out. And then you should be good to pull out your USB stick. And same thing in reverse, pretty much, if you want to load up a save file. So say we have Amygdala we want to practice. we'd pull this up. We'd pull up our folder here, which I have shortcutted already, and you would copy this one from the file and throw it on your flash drive. Copy it like that. And obviously don't leave this window up while you're removing your stick. Make sure it's done flashing. Whatever. Give it some time. Put it back in your PlayStation. Give it just a second to load. And then you go back here. Copy to system storage, like so. You see how much faster it is. And then when you go in, I just loaded an Amygdala save file, so I'm just gonna show it. Oh crap, sorry. Zoot. Let's show it again then. Okay, so you put your stick back in. Thanks, Lily. Go here, save data on USB storage device, copy to system storage, check it, copy it, boom. And then we're gonna, yeah, just show that I just loaded an Amygdala save file. And something else, I think I mentioned this earlier, but, oh, did I? Maybe that was yesterday. Whenever you're doing practice, if you're constantly going in and out, loading from your USB drive to your PlayStation, you can, if you're already at that point in your menu on the PlayStation screen, you can double tap your PlayStation button and it's like a quick way. All right, so pretend we just fought Amygdala and we died and we don't want to run back. So we double tap our PlayStation button. It closes the application, prompts us to automatically. You go through all these steps. After you get here, hit PlayStation button once and hit X, and it starts it back up. Rinse and repeat. So you can just be efficient with your practice. But yeah, that is it.